Oh, shut the fuck up.
His name is Smiley.
We can get there. Sure thing.
Cool, we're live. Is it gonna pop up there?
Take your
There it
time.
is. Yeah, you know how it works. That's it. Oh, there you go.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh boy. It's the last party of the weekend. My name is Chris Burnett, and this show is powered by One Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. Smiley, did you know that?
I didn't think it was just the one.
Man, I cannot believe what you missed out on last night. I really cannot.
Oh, you can't believe something I missed out on.
I can't believe you missed out on Baby Ketten, brother.
Oh, I heard that Mr. Brophy was in town.
He still is.
He is good.
Yeah,
Good.
I may see him tonight.
I was working. I have a job.
You're a slave, man.
I couldn't go. I was helping other people out. I couldn't go out and help you guys out. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you.
Okay. Well, we have a special guest on today's show, and Duke City Warrior popped in just as we're about to announce. Hey, long time no see. Hope all's well. Hope all's well with you. And to transition that, because Duke City Warrior's here, we have from Duke City Championship Wrestling, one Fred Slow. Yeah, hi. Welcome.
Hi, hello, and welcome, everyone.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah, we do this about once a year, right?
I think that's that's about right.
That's about right.
I've never met this man in my entire life.
And you are. He did it. He just, and you are, you. I always love that when people are like, I know Chris, and I'll be all, hi, and you are the old David Spade. Welcome, man.
Thank you, friend. Yeah, we used to do this daily, which was, such a fun period in our lives. And then, now to get the opportunity to, because we're both going weeklies now, and I think.
Yeah. Are you just now weekly? You don't do daily anymore?
No, we're doing, I guess I'm kind of lying. So we're doing Mondays, still sponsored by Howie's. We're doing going over, which is great. And then we do that every single Monday. And then Tuesdays, we do a golf program with Dirties. And then
I got you.
Wednesdays, we do 2 Men On over there at Rio Bravo.
You're not on terrestrial at all anymore? I thought
We are. Yeah. We're over on KSNM, 98.7 in Las Cruces.
Oh, gotcha.
Really good partner.
Yeah.
They, well, and you know me, I'm from the different mindset.
Right.
I love the podcast, but I come from the terrestrial world, and the call letters just they're the world to me.
Yeah.
They afford me so much opportunity.
They open a lot of doors.
They do. And you and I have been a part of that together. We've been to WrestleManias together.
Yep.
And, I got how nice WWE sent me the SummerSlam invite this weekend. And it's
where's SummerSlam?
It's a little Midwest city called Minneapolis. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah. We have some friends from there.
Smiley, you been?
I have not.
I've heard really great things about.
I would love to, actually. Yeah.
Well, he skipped the concert last night and Minneapolis altogether.
No. So the Baby Ken thing. There's a guy. You're a fan of like self-made people that go on and like turn something that no one had thought would be great into something that is money making, right?
Mr. Beast, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy, John Brophy, he took a thing, karaoke, that
JB,
everybody was doing, and he did something that nobody was doing with it. He you go to karaoke and there's Journey and you got Bon Jovi, you got all the hits.
Sure.
He's like, what if I, as a musician, started making all the songs that may or may not be on the album that people still like, but they've never gotten to karaoke. So he has you'll go in there and he'll have Motorhead, Megadeth, and then like like Fleetwood Mac, but then like songs you've never even thought about.
Is it all B-sides or is
he does everything. He'll do like whole album, like Radiohead. He has like almost every album, every song Radiohead.
If you had a request for him, he'd be like, you know what, I like that song, I'll record it. And then boom, it's on the tracks now.
So he got written up by the New York Times, and then he told me like when he moved it from here to Portland.
Sure.
And he's like, when I first started there, I'd have to do it 3 nights a week to pay the bills. Then it got to the point where I could do it once every 3 weeks to pay the bills.
Yeah, because it goes so well.
And now he has a whole club that is all just karaoke.
And opening a second, right?
Yeah, opening a second one in Las Vegas. And he has an app where you can go in and just pick the song. You like download the app when you walk into the place and just boom, click the song and boom, there it goes.
And then he data mines you and he sells it all to ChatGPT.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. And that's how you get me to leave your karaoke is Smiley to do Karma Police. I'm on my way out. Yeah. I'm not your guy.
What's your karaoke song?
My go-to?
Yeah.
I mean, historically, it's the greatest hits, right? So it's you can get me with like a Oasis Wonderwall. You can get me with Under the Bridge. You can get me with anything off 16 Stone or Live or whatever. But I'm 41 years old, brother.
Jeez.
Like, I only know what I know. Now it's all Smashing Pumpkins, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
oh, he's a shill for the Corgan, man.
That was when we worked the deal.
Those are tough ones, though, man.
Well, not for... what is that? You never forget how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have not heard any live song in 20 years. I know every word to every live song. Yeah. Like,
would you sing a Smashing Pumpkins song in front of Billy Corgan?
So it's funny you say this.
Have you done this?
No. So whenever we worked the deal with Duke City Championship Wrestling and the NWA, that was on the do not do list. Was do not send Billy text of you doing his songs karaoke is on the list.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious.
That'd be fucking amazing. You got me worked. You got me worked, man. You got me.
Solid gimmick. It's I mean, if Billy Corgan were to say, "Hey, do the hard yes," but
if you say so,
but if Brian and I were like, "Hey, let's get up here and do Disarm," I go, "Not in front of Billy."
If Billy was like, "Would you like to come up and do?" You're like,
absolutely,
in a fucking heartbeat, man.
I'll bring the country gentleman with me. Let's do it.
Those guys were it's weird because like they came in, NWA came in. Of course, Brian Idol's been there a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But the Country Gentleman came in, and the Thrillbilly came in.
Yeah, Silas Mason.
Yeah. And I was like, when you said they were coming in, I was like, oh, here we go. And you never know how some talent like that are in a higher promotion are going to come in. To be honest, I don't know why. I always think of the negative. And all 3 of those people came in.
All 4, Count Joe.
You're right. Yeah. All 4 of those people came in.
Yeah.
All humble, all phenomenal.
Tiffany Nieves, Mike Mondo.
Yep.
Like, we can run the list.
Yeah.
Well, and, I think that's a big part of the NWA. Maybe for your audience that doesn't know, I'm so very fortunate to be in the ownership group of Duke City Championship Wrestling. You and I established it years ago, which was
got the picture up there.
Really special thing. Yeah. And, obviously you moved on to just a talent role, but, great. But that's one of the reasons we kind of flocked to NWA when we were looking for an affiliation was the way they police and vet their locker room.
Right.
They only bring in like really quality people.
Right.
So it was never in question. If we're gonna have Tiffany Nieves out, Tiffany Nieves has already passed every character test.
Yeah.
She's a one-of-one personality, and she's a really good one as a person. But I think that's an important part of the partnership with the NWA because, and this, but this is not public. But Smiley, I'll loop you in.
Already.
We had talked to New Japan Pro Wrestling before, and it was, do we want to be that West Coast ish, hub for their talent to come over and do this thing? And the obvious barriers that are there working with an Ocean, but it was they were like, well, we're going to give a bunch of people that want to try out from the West Coast a chance. I don't want to deal with a bunch of. Yeah. Like, give me guys who are dudes.
Yes.
And that was a big part of the NWA deal and working with Brian Idol and making it all happen.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because, like, working, like, you and I both grew up, like, watching wrestling.
Sure.
Like, we were young kids watching wrestling.
Still growing up.
And in the fact, like, you can say whatever, people can say whatever they want about the NWA, but the NWA is where a lot of it started for all of it, like a lot of us.
Yeah.
There's people who grew up watching the WWF. That's fine. I would watch it, but I would flip over to NWA because I felt like whenever WWF was like a cartoon, and NWA, I'd flip it over, and you'd have Dusty Rhodes like talking to the world about how Ric Flair is wealthy and he's what's wrong with society.
Yuppie bourgeoisie.
Yeah. And you're like, you're damn right he is. You're damn right, and you believed it, And so being a part of the NWA, like when Silas Mason was here with the 10 pounds of gold, when you go into something like that, I this is for the audience who doesn't know, as a lifelong fan, you get the call sheet and you show up for production and you go through production, and then the show's happening and it hits you and you're like, holy fuck, I'm about to call.
Yeah.
And you were there with me.
Yeah.
We both called an NWA world title match.
Correct.
And no matter what happens, no matter where things go in the future, it happened. We did it.
Yeah.
And that is,
that title that you're talking about, and Smiley, I know you're not as perverse about this as we are, but
thankfully so.
Yeah, that title, grow up in St. Louis, Missouri, Harley Race. And growing up the way I did with the fandom of pro wrestling, there's such a lineage that you can connect it back to all of the greatest names to have ever done it.
Yeah.
Up to and including the current greatest names like Silas Mason, up to and including the current biggest names like Cody Rhodes, up to and including, all these guys have held it. Dusty Rhodes. The only Rhodes that hasn't held it is Gold Dust. There's
Dustin,
but there's all these just lovely examples, and September the 12th is our next television recording after the one coming up this Friday. We have a show this Friday, July 31st at the historic El Rey. But on September the 12th, and this isn't public yet, but we'll break it right here.
Oh, you said September the 12th?
Yeah, that's our one after this one.
Wait,
so the next one, July 31st. The one after the next one, the second one, Trevor Murdoch's coming out.
Oh, on the 12th one? Son of a bitch. I'm not going to be there for that one. That would suck.
This guy.
I know.
Too popular.
No such thing.
I wish, yeah. But, it's... And that sucks because I want to be there for Trevor Murdoch.
He's the coolest.
I mean, again, he's what, maybe... Is he second generation or third generation?
Oh, gosh.
I think he's second.
Yeah, and was in the WWE when
Dick
he was...
Murdoch,
in his early 20s, and...
Yeah.
Obviously two-time NWA champion. He's working the King gimmick right now, and that's the kind of the best part of this partnership here with the NWA, and the state of New Mexico being a commissioned state, where it's how fortunate we are to be able to weather some of the obstacles that are there and bring in some of the best nationwide talent that literally exist.
Right.
It's special, brother. It's real special.
And here was like when the Country Gentlemen came in. God, what are their? I can't remember their names.
AJ and Casey.
AJ and Casey. So AJ and I, like, it's really funny because, like, there's the hallway by the bathrooms in the El Rey. I'm over there because we were doing headshots, getting our headshots done, and he's over there like stretching, and I just start talking to him, and we talked probably like good 20 minutes, and that dude is just down to earth as a motherfucker, right? And I talked to Joe for a long time as well. He is so cool. And
he's sage.
The amount of knowledge those he has, and then those guys, and you would think they wrestle all over the United States
and world
and world, And he AJ's like, man, you guys have no idea how special this is right here. He's like, you guys got lightning in a bottle. He's like, this crowd is amazing, and it's really weird. Because, like, and you may disagree or agree, I feel like it's when it's not in the El Rey, it's hard to capture that same.
It's different.
It's different.
Well, the El Rey theater, is so historic to this community, and it has what? It has theater sound. It has theater lights. It has theater production. We're creating theater. Like, there's not a better venue for it. And it's fun to go on the road. It's fun to do the outdoors or to do the state fairs, or we were just in Las Vegas, New Mexico not long ago. But those things are fun.
Right.
But they're not special.
Right.
Anyone else can do those things.
Yeah.
But this one specific thing we do in the El Rey, like, the audience there is a character of the show.
They are. And it's really crazy because, like, we used to not when we, as announcers, we'd just start out behind the booth, and then we started doing it where we would come out at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was always, when you brought it up, because we were at WWE, I think, and they brought the announcers out. We were at the one out at the Rio Rancho event center, and you're like, hey, we should bring you guys out like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And now we do it, and like every time, there's some people cheering, there's some people booing, and it's like you don't know how to take it. You're like, well, I do and I don't, and like in like, it's interesting. It's just a whole, because there's people who like, you'll see them out and about, and they're like, hey, what's up, man? And you'll see them at the El Rey, and they're like, boo, you suck, to your face, and you're like, how weird. Well, this is such a weird world.
I feel like he's talking about me.
No, I'm not.
It's
okay.
Smiley's
No more people. I just a trendsetter. That's all.
It's funny because there's a suspension of disbelief in that moment, and we're all, we're all just entertainers, right? And, And the little production note here, as we start the show, in a way that's really creative, but it's not unique, which is I go out first.
You do.
And I go out first, not because I need to be out there first, but that's so the crowd knows, get to your seat. So the crowd knows we're about to do the national anthem. So the crowd knows the show is about to start. Let's tolerate whatever Fred's going to go over. We don't really need to pay attention. And I get it. Like, I'll go out there and they got the camera in tight and they pull out on the stage. People are still making their way to the stage as I'm going out there.
Well, that's like did you ever watch Ray? The movie Ray?
I'm not familiar.
Okay, so it's about Ray Charles.
Oh, I've heard.
So, he's blind. So, like, he was doing a show, and he had a guy, like, they had some sort of conductor that was just there, and the crowd was, like, crazy. And then the conductor, like, signaled for the stage guy to turn the lights down, and all of a sudden the crowd quieted. And Ray, after the show, was like, what did you do that made the crowd quiet like that? And the guy goes, oh, it's an old trick from vaudeville. He's like, you turn down the lights and it tells the crowd to be quiet.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing. You're coming out and you're like, I'm telling you to get to your seats.
And Smiley, the thing that's so interesting about it is when we started this thing 3 years ago, the audience wasn't familiar with each other, right?
No.
So there was maybe some small cliques, but it was similar to the first day of school or the first day of summer camp, where all these individuals showed up in one place, and they just knew their role. They knew they were supposed to be in their seats. They knew the show was going to start. But now, 3 years and some change in, there's a fellowship amongst the fan base.
Yeah.
To where they're going to hang out at the bar a little bit later, and they're going to, how are you? How's your family? How's your, whatever. And that's why it's become even more vital. And then as they bring new people to the venue, and we're still very fortunate with our organic ticket sales, this, that, the other thing. But as they bring their friends and family, Smiley, I'm constantly saying, like, don't forget you're on TV. Don't forget we're making a thing. We're not going to reshoot anything, but we're going to try our best here. And it's so neat to get those people to become, I'm going to say indoctrinated to the culture that surrounds the fandom of it. But yeah, it's important. And I'm glad they boo you, and I'm glad they cheer you. And I'm real glad that, when they see Chris Burnett, they react, because when the time comes that they don't react, that's when we bring Smiley in.
That's right. And he's really right on that. Well, I remember the very first one we did, and this is what people don't have an idea about. So, my friend Sarah and them, they opened, they were comedians, and she's a comedian, and we had some parallels to them. It was one of those things where they wanted a comedy club in Albuquerque.
Sure.
And so many people were like, wait, it doesn't work. People have tried, it doesn't work. And Sarah was like, well, we're going to try it. And then they opened one and then ran it for 3 years with no alcohol. So not only did they open one when people said they couldn't, they opened one with no alcohol. And people said, they did it for 3 years. And because they did that, then Hyenas popped up and Casadas popped up. And, they eventually went by the wayside because Hyenas could have alcohol and Casadas had alcohol, But, like, when we were starting it, people were like, wrestling can't work. Literally there was, like, wrestling in Lubbock, wrestling in Amarillo, wrestling in Tucson, wrestling in Phoenix, none in New Mexico.
Right.
And people were like, you can't. Like, it doesn't work. And that first fucking one we did, people were so hungry for pro wrestling. They were crazy. Do you remember how crazy people were? And
I don't know if we can get up and get her, put it on camera, but you have hanging over you a photo of me and you.
Yeah.
Joe Singer performs as Hobo Hank and Aaron Burnett.
Right.
And, a motley crew right there, right?
Yeah.
And, we had sat down, I think I've told this story before, but we had sat down, me and Aaron and Joe. This was after I went to a Super Bowl, which the one was in Phoenix, whichever one it was. And Aaron's like, hey, I got this theater, you know, I'm in the management group. We really need to do something with it. And I'm like, okay, like, what don't we have? You know, like, and Smiley, I want to start a wiffle ball league. Like, that's my vision, right?
What's wiffle ball?
Stop. STAHP. It's only the best backyard beer drinking game of all time.
It's pretty great.
It's the best. And he says, well, no, I have the theater. I said, okay, cool. Well, then we reach out to Hobo Hank and we bring you in kind of after that little threesome was established. And it's, Chris, what can you bring to? Because you're the mayor of downtown. You've been doing this podcast at that time, I think, for 15 years.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, and you had every connect in town. And, Joe or Hobo Hank had every connect, talent-wise that was available at the time. That pool is just massened for a sense. And then Aaron had the venue, and then I go, what am I doing here?
Right. No,
what am I doing?
You stop that.
I don't have any of this stuff.
What Fred does so many logistical things that you would, he's been in showbiz in the radio industry for, I don't know how many years?
Long time.
But not only what buttons to push, but where to find those buttons.
Sure.
That Joe wouldn't know, that I would, and that's why people are like other wrestling federations had started, had failed, and whatever, and people are like, well, how come you guys get to do this stuff and such and such doesn't? And that's because of you. Well, because you're that guy.
Well, you're being kind.
You're the guy that knows where to go talk to people for production.
Well, and I've talked to you about this before. It's about understanding the value of everything. And it's I say this every time I sit down with these interviews is I don't think we've ever sold a ticket to a single person, but I think we've communicated the value of the show, to a lot of people, and I think they're willing to give us the first $20 in their pocket or the last $20 in their pocket. Right. But you're talking about promotions that existed before. Destiny was really great. They did a really good job. I think for 14 years.
That's where I met Joe.
Yeah. Told tremendous stories with really good local talent. And then that exact same local talent was running some backyard shows, for a period of time after them. And then, And that same,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And that same exact local talent started working for us.
Yeah.
It's the ingredients never changed, in the cake that we were trying to bake. But as you mentioned, maybe we were fortunate to put those ingredients together a little different, or maybe have a resource that wasn't available otherwise. The LRE Theater is a really good example.
Yes, yes. Well, and for me, when people go, well, what contribution do you have? Well, we have a guy who does photography, Rusty.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember talking to Rusty, and I was like, hey, why are you not part of this? Because he had been around wrestling, and he'd been a manager for Ray Basura.
Yeah.
And I remember I was talking to him, I was like, hey, I got a guy that he's a photographer and he's been around wrestling. Boom, we pull him in. And then I remember sitting in the meeting and I was like, hey man, I know Sale Taylor. We got to bring Sale Taylor in. And you didn't know who he was. And now you and Sale are like, tighter than,
Yeah, we're very close. Well, and it's, I think it's the industry. And, same thing with Hobo Hank. He brought in a bunch of local guys. Tony Davis is a really good example.
Great
Giovanni.
Yeah.
Great talent. Mr. Happy's a really great talent.
He's in the chat.
He's here with us in the chat. And, Valak Vile, who anytime I talk about what we do here and I talk about the character work we're able to have, we don't have a better character than Valak Vile. Right. And it's great the way that he's been able to connect with our audience. And we recently been tweaking that type of connection to he's obviously super over as a worker. Like, how does he do as a manager? How do we put him in a sympathy spot, and how does the crowd react? And they follow him the whole way. Like it's not Valak Vile hits you with 3 elbow drops. It's Valak Vile, the personality and the character that you care for. And then we have just some really big personalities that aren't wrestlers at all. We have Chelsea Dotson.
Oh, yeah.
Chelsea Dotson's never suplexed a human being in her life.
No, but she can slap one.
But she's got it down, And speaking of slapping, Johnny Magna is a really good example of talented local guys who got into this industry because we started this thing.
That's exactly right. Let me answer Mr. Happy real quick.
I'm so sorry.
He said, is that a puppet of Chris behind Fred? You are correct. It is a puppet of me behind Fred.
Hey, put that comment back up real quick. So right here on Mr. Happy, that photo, that's a Rusty Rutherford work right there.
That is right there.
Yeah, it's a promo pic from the promotion. And I think that stuff's so vital. It's and Smiley, you're aware of this because I know you're a consumer of media on your device. But if you don't have the best photos, if you don't have the best video, you're not doing anything.
Right.
Like we have a bunch of guys. We have a school, right? The Thungeon Pro Wrestling School. We got a bunch of trainees. They're all great. They all want to a degree above where they currently are, be involved in some capacity. And we get videos of handheld cams, shooting promos, and I go, guys, no ticket has ever been sold.
Nope.
In the front seat of your car, cutting a promo to your phone.
Nope.
I go. Do you want mics? Do you want what can we do?
Yeah.
Can I get you a lighting kit?
Yes.
We'll do all these things, and that little effort makes a huge difference down the road.
It does.
Just some lights on you. It'll look nice.
Well, and it blows my mind. Let's go back to Johnny. Mm-hmm. So for people who have to have context, I remember whenever he first started, he was a rugby guy.
Yeah, that was his identity.
And you'd brought in these rugby guys, and you were, because as you're trying to build a promotion, you go out to different organizations and you bring them in, and you're like, hey, come check out our wrestling show. And then you got all these rugby guys that were like, I want to do it.
Well, and there was a fellowship. I know you're going to get to a point, but there was a fellowship beyond that, because I was the athletic director in Mexico Highlands for a bunch of years.
Oh, okay.
And that rugby team was in Highlands, and I saw the fellowship of all them boys.
Yeah,
it was an easy go to. But keep running that thought.
So then. You get one or two of them that are like, we're going to train to be wrestlers. Yeah. And Johnny was one of them.
Yeah.
And so Johnny has probably only been doing this maybe a couple of years.
Maybe 2.5.
Now, in those 2 years, here's the, and I am by no way an expert on any training or anything.
Same.
But you can train people to body slam. You can train people to take bumps. You can train people to, get the timing down, do the rest holds. The thing with Johnny Magna, he has something that you cannot train, and it shows every time. He has a charisma about him that you just cannot no one can train you to be that. You just either have it or you don't. Hey,
well, and there's a dog here.
Yeah,
and no, you're very correct. And I know you said Mr. Happy was here in the comments earlier.
He's that.
He's that too, but he's a guy who's willing to, because he started later in his professional life, and he was a guy who's able to take a lot of those tricks that worked for him and make them available to the talent that surrounds him. Johnny's a really good example. Valak's a really good example.
Yeah.
I was privy to a conversation one time between Mr. Happy and Valak, where Valak was he was the baddest guy in the building, right? He was a villain. He was all the things, and Mr. Happy says to him, hey, everything you're doing to your opponent, or everything you're doing to the crowd, do to your opponent.
Right.
He was like, it's the little tweak. Mm-hmm. And I go, oh my gosh, this guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
Johnny Magna's really good. We were doing the gimmick out in Portales for the homecoming.
Yeah.
And gimmick's not the word I want to use. Yeah, it's a gimmick. I mean, so we're doing the homecoming. And we had the pro wrestling ring up, and we got a talent who missed the show, Smiley. The world of pro wrestling, card subject to change, whatever, right?
Subject to change.
It happens.
And it happened. So, all right, we're going to fix it on the fly because it's the state of New Mexico, and gosh darn it, we got to play by the rules. Otherwise, somebody will put an IPRA request in on me, and then I got to deal with a bunch of legal stuff. So
no one wants that.
Oh, I hate it. And so anyway, Johnny Magna. So the pivot was, we're going to open the show with Johnny Magna, and we're going to tell a story where at the end he has to fight again against Hobo Hank, the hero of soon-to-be Portales' hero.
Right.
So anyway, Johnny Magna goes out, and you got to make the crowd hate you. Well, he finds the prettiest girl in the crowd. I mean, and she was bigger, and she was just like an African queen. Cannot describe her any differently to you. And he goes out there and he hits her with every cliche love trope first message on Tinder, and he's screaming them, right? He's like, I'm the cream for your coffee. He's like everything he can do for this gal. And I go, this guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
I go, I never seen his brilliance as it related to the crowd.
Yep.
And then and I'm like, Bubba, I didn't know. Why didn't I know? He goes, oh, I was working with Mr. Happy and working with Thunder at the state fair. He's like, that's where I got all this stuff down.
Oh, yeah.
Blow my mind.
So he comes over here to do the show.
Yeah.
And people are like,
a fun show.
He's hateable. And I'm like, yeah, because he knows how to make you hate him.
Yeah.
And that is almost unteachable. It's weird. But he, because he does the power slap, right?
Pretty good.
So he took, but that's the thing. He knew he could take a slap in the face, which, unfortunately he lost the last one, but he'll be back.
Caught an L.
But that happens. But do you know the story of how he started in that?
I know the back of the house story. I don't know the public story. So you give me the public story.
So he was telling it on the show, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "We go to this thing, and they brought in. They had a tryout thing where they were trying to. Dana White's like, we bring people in.
Yep.
And he goes in.
Sin Bodie was recruiting.
That's who it was. Sin Bodie. So he goes in, and as they're interviewing them all, they pull him out, and they're like, you need to go and you need to try out. You need to for sure try out, and you need to stick with this. Not because they were like, we think you could take a slap to the face and you could slap a guy's face. They saw the potential in him as a character, because the character sells the tickets. And, you know, Power Slap's real. It's not pro wrestling, it's real. But they still have to sell the fucking tickets.
Well, and it's an interesting medium, too, because the television broadcast of Power Slap, no one watches. The people go in person, they do. I'm not going to say they don't. They sell those things out.
Oh, yeah.
The YouTube of Power Slap, no one watches. Oh, wait, Fred, everything you're saying doesn't make sense, because they watch the reels, and they watch the shorts, and they watch the whatever they're called, and they do that because how long does it take to hit a person? A second?
Yeah.
And how long is a reel? 15 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, and those things have billions of views, but the rest of it, unconsumable.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right.
I mean, I have watched the YouTube ones. There's a lot of scrolling forward. What are they doing now?
Well, okay.
They're getting ready. Oh, that's cool.
Let's go to Jake Paul.
Okay, I'm Jake Paul.
Yeah, I'm at work, and like he fights Mike Tyson, and it's Monday. It's the Monday after the Mike Tyson thing, and people are upset, and I feel like because of people like you, I have a different perspective on all that. And so my coworkers are like, I can't believe how disgraceful this was towards boxing. And I turned to them and I said, what? And they're all, it's kind of a disgrace to boxing. And I said, okay, so you watch boxing? And they're all, no, not in a long time. And I was like, okay, do you know who the world champion of boxing is?
Name one of the 14.
Name one title holder in boxing. And they're like, I don't think I can. I was like, because no one watches boxing.
Yeah.
I said, if Jake Paul did anything, he put boxing in front of people that hadn't thought of boxing in like 15 years or more.
Well, and you made it the spectacle that it used to historically be. And I'll catch some heat for this part, but if anyone watches local news the way I do, I have two obsessions in life. One is the local news broadcast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And last
I know I do that too. I'll be like, it's 5:30.
Yeah, of course. You know what? As soon as Jeopardy's over, I'm in. But last week, at time of this recording, so the State Athletic Commission is talking about getting rid of bare knuckle fighting.
I saw this. I saw this. Yeah.
So they're gonna, and the State Athletic Commission, which I might be an expert in, greater than anyone that you've ever met, they want to get rid of it. And I know the back of the house motivations behind this. I'm not confused. And I might tell you they want to get rid of it because certain entities in the state say that it's taken away from boxing, and they want boxing to be revitalized. And but instead of putting the effort into making a really good boxing product, we're just going to eliminate the other options.
It's the old school way of like, we're
crabs in a bucket.
It's like when
it's easier to get you down here than for us just do better.
It's like when Lyft and Uber came in, the taxi people were like, it's not safe to get in those cars, and I'm like, it ain't safe to get in a goddamn taxi.
No.
Hey. I knew my taxi driver for years. I had his number. I knew where he lived.
Hey, well, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, that's why it's not safe.
Yeah,
but so then they get all this, public discourse because state in Mexico, you have to whatever. And all these promoters that work in the world of bare knuckle fighting, they're like, no, do not get rid of it. And then obviously they don't make a vote because cowardly in that moment. They don't, they're not up to speed as the experts in the industry. And I go, you stupids.
Yeah.
Like if you get decommissioned, you just do it on your own. It's not going to change the fandom.
No.
It's not. The second pro wrestling comes off the State Athletic Commission, you know how much pro wrestling there's going to be? A lot. You know how much is going to be good? Ours still.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it, I can't tell you about. These uncommissioned shows running this past weekend in the northern New Mexico.
I didn't even know there was any.
Well, you shouldn't have, right? And as I see the social media stuff, and it's 30 people in a school gymnasium.
Yeah.
And again, no offense to, this is not directed at the story you told earlier about no booze. Pro wrestling needs booze.
Yeah.
Like pro wrestling is better.
You gotta have like 4 beers and watch it.
Yeah. Carmen Gapardo is calling me right now.
Oh.
The world of pro wrestling.
Do you need to take it?
No, I'm just sorry on air.
Yeah.
She's a hell of a talent. She Yeah, she came in, she had a different gimmick, and she's from Deming, by way of Denver, back to Deming. So she moves back to Deming. She's like, Fred, I got a personal life stuff I got to get right, and then I'm going to get back into wrestling. I'm like, cool, we got you. Like, do you want to bring back Adrian Mascara? Do you want to do she's like, no, I'm going with this new gimmick. Like, what do you think? And she's going to be a race car driver.
Right.
A race car driver. I go, I'm like, okay. I'm like, what's your Carmen the Cheetah? Like, what is the plan here? Like, let's work through it. And she's like, well, I'm gonna have a pit crew, and anytime something bad's happening, the pit crew, and I go, okay, cool. I go, why don't we go to Amazon? We'll get a bunch of little like checkered flags for the crowd. We'll do the whole thing. And she goes, no, I'm a bad guy. And I go,
oh, nice.
Son of a bitch.
I go, yeah, you are, girl. You're the worst.
Yeah.
She's got a good gimmick. She's smart.
Yeah.
She's a smart wrestler.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, and I feel like you, like, NWA, I mean, we bring in people.
Hey, your dog's here.
And she's Brody.
Could be anything.
She like you bring in people, and like and I'm not saying we've never had anybody who was like tough to work with, because we have.
Sure.
But like they don't stay,
Yeah.
So we try to bring in people that, like the thing that blows my mind is like ego. Like, I don't know, man, I gotta win. It's like, it's a show. It's a fucking show.
Yeah, there's a lot of personality in it, and it's hard to tell anyone how to approach anything in life that they have found success in with their current approach. It's hard for me to walk into Chris Burnett's job and say, hey, Bubba, I think you do a lot better if you dress different and you behave different. And you go, no, I'm already really good at this job, man.
Right.
Like, I got to the major leagues with this swing.
Right.
Stop trying to mess up my swing. And I think that's true, but I would also say there's not a single person. No, there's two. There's two people where we said, unfortunately, you can't come back.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, it has been, hey, here are your options. What do you want to do? And often they go. And that's okay. And then the guys who don't and say, yeah, I'll make these changes and we'll see. They're still really successful with this. So, outside of two really difficult spots, and, unfortunately they were both, not telling anyone stories, but there were some distractions in their lives at that time that they couldn't overcome, and
it happens.
Yeah, it happens. I've never been mad at any of them,
Well, yeah. And you get to that point where
we got Chris was commissioner. Things happen.
I know, I get fired.
Things happen in life, and you have to give the opportunity to your performers and your talent to be able to step back and come back.
Well, and that's a good example too. Chris was going through some stuff in his shoot life. I don't know how much you talk about it or don't, but I went through a very similar thing in my shoot life.
We did, yeah.
And it was really, I would say it was tough for both of us. The way that thing should have been tough for everyone. But you and I were able to connect. And. That it's weird to become an expert in this. It doesn't make sense unless I'm telling the story, but it's weird to become an expert in that sad thing. Because when your people come to you, when they experience that sad thing that I'm not saying on air right now, because I don't know how much you share. Yeah. It messes you up. It messes you up when your people call you and go, hey, you've been through this sad thing.
Right.
And I go, I don't want to go.
Yeah, I really want to do it again, but yeah.
But you're right.
I'll say it. Like my father got sick and then he passed away.
Same.
And then it was crazy because and when that happened, that's why I left Duke City Championship Wrestling. That's why we came up with the angle and Charlie 50, and that's why it all ended, and that's why I left. And when I was leaving, I was going out the door, and then there was definitely there was someone in my ear that was like, yeah, you don't want to do that anyway. La 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 la.
Yeah,
there was some of that. Which is weird because I think you saw that.
I was aware.
Yeah, and then you were like, well, you go do what you need to do, and then we'll be here if you want to come back. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, sure. I know how that works. Probably, not. And then literally I went through all that, and then, got rid of the people in my life that were bad in my ear. And it was literally like you hit me up and you're like, hey, it's been a little while. I just wanted to check in and see if you were ready to do some stuff. And then I was like, yeah, I am ready. And then you were like, do you want to be an owner again? Do you want to do talent? What do you want to do? And I was like, I think I want to come back and do the commentator for a while and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then I've been back since, and it's funny because people bring it up. They're like, didn't you get fired? Like, what happened? And I'm like, are you guys that dense and shit? Like, it's
pro wrestling.
It's pro wrestling, man. How many people get fired from I've been fired from WWE, and they're like,
well, you should just be happy they remember that storyline.
And like Jeff,
getting fired.
Jeff Jarrett legitimately burned the McMahons, burned them.
Yeah.
And
6 figures.
6 figures. You know the story. And then he came back. Everybody's like, never say never. And I didn't even burn you guys. I was just like, hey, I gotta go do this stuff. And then weirdly, your life,
my father passed away. Yeah.
Yeah. And
when I called you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you were the expert in the field.
Yeah.
The saddest shit of all time. And that was a tough one. And I missed a show. I was, I didn't, I didn't pause my life, but that was part of my mechanism, you know?
Yeah.
And it actually, maybe it was today, actually. It's real close, if not today. But 2 years ago, and maybe today. Like, I don't know the exact day because...
It's tough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not one of those people that I'll dwell on it, like, I'll think about it, like, a couple weeks after.
Okay.
And I'll be like, oh, yeah, that came by. But I'm glad I don't dwell on that. Because, like, I miss my dad every day. I don't miss him on the day that he passed away. I miss him every day.
Well, and it's such an the pro wrestling one's a really good example of, when I was growing up, I've told this story on different shows too, but it's, growing up in St. Louis, Missouri, the way that I did with the industry that surrounded us and the socioeconomic status, you were going to work at the steel mill or the refinery or the barge. And there weren't a lot of other options, outside of that. And, when I was growing up and I was like, well, I'm going to be an entertainer, I'm going to be, I'm going to host the Tonight Show. I'm going to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And never did my dad say, yes, you are. He never said that one time.
No, my dad was like, there's no money in that.
Yeah. He's like, well, I don't know why you learn to flip switches at the oil refinery. Well, because I want to tell these jokes.
Yeah.
Dad.
Because I want to make people happy and entertain them.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I just couldn't figure out where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do.
Yeah. You and I are so incredibly similar, and professionally and personally too. I think it's why we have such a strong connection. And Smiley, I don't know as well, but I know that he's hated the way that you're loved, and that's a good balance. But
very true friend.
Yeah. But it's an interesting one because I think I've been here 9 years now in Albuquerque, and before this a bunch of years in entertainment. Yeah. And the opportunity that it is given to me through what you just described, kindness, through ease of effort, is to this point unmeasurable. I've forgotten cool things that I've done. And you go, I'm a lucky boy.
Yeah.
I'm a super lucky boy.
And it doesn't make, and the weird part is you don't realize how lucky until other people bring it up and they're like, and you don't, and the weirdest thing too is you don't realize who's watching. You never know who's watching. And then they'll bring it up. Like last night I went out to 2 different birthday parties and like people were like
popular.
And people were like, I took my girlfriend out, and
she doesn't know about this life as well.
She's getting into it, but it was funny because like she was like people were coming up to her, and they were like, "Oh, it's finally great to meet you. We've been watching you on Facebook and
everything.
Instagram."
Yeah,
and it's in like 4 different times that happened last night where someone literally said, "I've been seeing you on social media, and I've been waiting to meet." And it's got to be weird for someone like that,
that one is nice because those things are complimentary, right? And you and Smiley are always, not always, but you're often in a tandem.
Yeah.
And to where when people come up, you can have a really organic conversation with people and it's healthy, and maybe it's about the product or maybe it's about an aspiration where we can go, this is really great. The ones that I struggle with are like with my partner, she doesn't know about this world the way that I know about this world. So say she's at a wrestling show, right? And a first-time fan who maybe was belly up to the bar all night, they come up to me and they're like, hey, I could take this product over the moon with A, B, and C. And my initial reaction is like, well, tell me how your promotion's doing. Tell me about your fucking world of pro wrestling experience. But they catch her ear and she's like, Freddie, this could be the real opportunity for you to go. And I go, it's not.
It's
like,
not.
It's like this. The second I start taking professional advice from a guy who owns a not pro wrestling company,
right?
Like I can't. Like Billy Corgan tells me to do a thing, I'm in. Joe Kazana tells me to do a thing, I'm in.
Yeah.
I was about to use shoot names. Charlie 50 tells me to do a thing, I'm in. Brian Idle tells me to do a thing, I'm in. These guys are industry experts.
Yeah. Not the armchair.
No.
Yeah. I'm the same way with this. Like people come up and they're like, you know what you should do with your podcast? And I always go, do you have one?
Yeah. How's your podcast?
How's yours doing? Like where,
I don't think we've had that for a while. We get people come up and ask us, how are you doing
that's
this?
that's the flip of it too.
Well,
but the weird thing is it used to be like regular everyday, like folks, they're like, I'd like to start a podcast. Can I hit you up about it? Now it's like escalating to where it's like heads of like studios are like, hey, we would like to do a thing here, and like, can we talk to you about it? And I'm like, how do I approach that and charge for that? Than my time, because you're asking me to help you make money.
Yeah.
So how do I make how are you going to pay me to do that?
It's such a fun thing to talk about. And I don't know if your audience knows, but I think I started broadcasting radio in 2003.
Yeah.
So what is this? 2026.
Yeah.
So 23 years.
23 years.
Kinda
Wow.
crazy. And I've enjoyed it, and I've loved it at points, and I've hated it at points, and we can kind of talk about that
Yeah.
if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But with that said, I got a shoot job. I run the Boys and Girls Clubs. I
Right.
run all of them. I don't just run Boys and Girls Club. I run all 20 of them. I'm that guy, right? And we're designing this new teen center, and I go to
Are you talking about across the United States?
here in Albuquerque.
Oh, there's 20 of them in Albuquerque?
Yeah, we
Shit.
have 20. Yeah.
Shit,
And-
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Boys and Girls Club, this is a thing I'm really passionate about. So if you do give me a second, I would really appreciate it.
Oh,
But,
of course.
Boys and Girls Clubs are chartered, and there's roughly a dozen of them in New Mexico, and they're not all equal by any means. And across the country, there's roughly 3,300 of them. Across the world, there's roughly 3,600, including military bases, and they often are what kids need when they don't realize they need it, and we help those that need us the most, and it's important and it's fun, and part of that important and fun effort is talking to the kids and informally surveying, what do you want at a teen center, Smiley? What do you want at a teen center, Tim?
Yeah.
Or what do you want at a teen center, anyone? And you go on about it, and then what they told me before they told me anything else is they go, well, we want to be vodcasters, we want to be YouTubers, we want to
Really?
be, yeah. And I go, heck yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I go, let me build you a studio.
Yeah.
So one of the big endeavors at the new teen center is putting together a state of the art. And I bought all the stuff, it's Roadcasters and Audio Techas.
That's so awesome. That's really close to my heart. Too.
Oh, same. And I got a world of experience in this world, and I'm going, we can set these kids up for success.
Right.
I went to Leaders of Enchantment podcast. I don't know how familiar you are with them, but Doug Campbell put that on, and he's just a brilliant human being. And I go, hey Bubba, like I'd love to take your really good branding and you as a person and put that on the podcast studio.
Oh, nice.
Put it in title, and so it's the Leaders of Enchantment, which is a really clever name.
Yeah.
And then give the kids the opportunity to do Clubcast stuff. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, so these kids are going to be super set up for creating all this stuff, and you're like, well, Fred, who's going to teach them? Who's going to do this? Well, you guys. Like, it's the
Yeah.
volunteers from the community. Like,
Right.
if I go to Chris Burnett and Smiley and I say, hey, boys, will you come in and talk about podcasting with kids? Yes, you will do it in a heartbeat.
I'll do
Oh,
it in a
yeah.
heartbeat. I'll do that in a heartbeat.
yeah. Like,
My very first job was as a youth coordinator at a
love
community
it.
center.
Love it.
So at Trumbull Community Center,
Yeah.
here in town, I was youth coordinator. I had I ran a peer tutoring program.
Heck
So
yeah.
I was like, here's math. Here's how you teach each other math. Here's how you help each other out. And I just ran. Yeah. So I've grown up with that, and it really does help out.
Well,
Yeah.
how fortunate you and I and Chris, and many examples and so many other people, how fortunate we are to be the thing we needed when we were young.
Right.
To be that person for us, as
Right.
we were growing up. And, but now if I were to ask Smiley to teach Common Core math, he would say, what?
Yeah.
That's
no
a
idea.
new one on me. But if you want me to do some old school algebra, I can teach you how I was taught.
Well, and that's amazing that that's a thing. Cause when I started this 20 years ago, we had nothing. We had
Yeah.
no idea. We had nothing. And then to go from that to earlier this year at Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas, which
Yep.
is the largest Comic-Con in Texas.
You're the mayor of that.
We're like Ming is the mayor of it, but
Yeah.
I'm like assistant mayor of that shit. But like,
We're his custodians when he is not there.
but here's the thing. Like they let us Carrie Gordon, who's in charge of the podcasting stuff of all that. You have to submit to get in to do that,
Sure.
right? And you have to submit ideas. Carrie Gordon is like, just write some shit on the thing and send it, and then we'll let you do whatever you want. And they do. And like this last year, I had the great opportunity, of being the moderator for the Podcasters 101.
Yeah.
And they put it in the big hall, and I'm in front of the photography for it is great. Like I'm in like all blue, and like and I'm standing in front of 10 podcasters who are like some of the biggest podcasters, not Joe Rogan and those, but like up there. And I got to sit there, and there's a big audience for it, and I was just kind of blew my mind. I'm like, wow. I came from a little house in Portales, New Mexico, doing this show where I bought all my shit at Radio Shack because you didn't,
Where else were you gonna get it?
And it's just crazy. So that's awesome to hear.
Well, and Radio Shack branded stuff too, if you remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure you still have one of those cords laying around. 'Cause
Somewhere.
they last forever. But
Yeah.
no, it's funny you're bringing this up because even the world of podcasting it is today, it's not what it was when we started,
No.
early to mid 2000s. And I think it's all algorithm stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
You can have the best content in the world, but if you
Right.
don't have good quality, you're out. If you don't have good consistency, you're out. If you don't understand the distribution networks, you're out.
Right.
You know, it's made now in a way to where there are so many by design obstacles that can be overcome with finances. Like if you got a little bit of money, you can work your way to the top of any.
You can.
And I get it, but the thing I always stress, and I know your audience is good about it, but when we start the show, I'm that guy now where it's, hey, if you're taking the time to listen to us, we know you're already excited. 5-star review, like, share, comment. That boosts us to the top of the algorithm, and you hit them with all that stuff because you literally have to.
Yeah, and I'm terrible. Like that's where I fuck up. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't do it. But
It's huge.
You know, I get us our sponsorship deals, and then whatever he wants to do on the other side of it,
Yeah.
he can do
One,
as much or as little.
there's a cliche about, I do it in wrestling, I do it in everything, but you know, when I start a program, it's hi, hello, and welcome to, you know, beautiful and historic
Whatever.
Rio, you know, wherever we're at, and this is what we're doing, and I am me, you are you, and all the listeners here, you're our friends, and I do this thing every time, and I go,
we used to do a from the heart of
Yeah.
and all that stuff, like, because there's like a familiarity to it, and there's like
Right.
a comfort to it. But the point I'm trying to get to is that it's part of my thing now. You know, you're taking the time with us. We ask that you can, because it costs no dollars out of your pocket to leave a 5-star review, a positive comment, you know, and then because it's literally real. I was just talking about this with my partner before I left the house. We were talking about podcasts, and she's like, "How's your podcast doing?" And we have the terrestrial, but we go to podcast. I go, "It's good." I go, "You know, we did this 250 greatest alternative rock songs of all time for the
Right.
250. I go, I don't know, like 8,000 downloads or something." And I
Right.
was like, "This is great." And then we did the show next week, and it was like 250 downloads. And
Isn't
then
that
I go, "What?
Well, what blows my mind is like you I go out in public and people are like, they'll talk about the show. How's the show doing? And I'm like, pretty good. And they're like, where's, and every once in a while somebody like will go, well, so you're big in New Mexico, right? And I go, no. And they go, where? I go, the world, my friend. Our number one place that we are big right now is Singapore. Singapore is by far the number one place we're big. Then it's Hong Kong. Then it's the United States. Don't know why. No clue. Couldn't tell you.
That's not true for me."
Yeah.
No.
No.
Well, I don't look at that stuff. The only time I look at it is when I'm doing like the last 6 months of data for like a one sheet.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, you want a sponsor? Yeah, let me get you some stuff. Let me update this Canva real quick."
Hold on, let me see what the data looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
All I can think about is like, are people learning English from us?
Oh,
Not good.
no, not the one that should.
No.
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 Well, and it's because of Smiley's search history.
Are they learning bravado from us?
Ooh.
Smiley's like, I want to go to Singapore for a thing.
Yeah, I got a
What's Singapore known for?
I don't know.
Like spicy cuisine?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
fishing.
Fishing.
Like fishing.
It's but apparently like podcasting is so I've done a little research. Podcasting is very big there now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
All they had to who's the longest running podcast in the U.S.? And they're like, there's like 5 of them. Like, we'll try 10 minimum.
Yeah. And that that's a question that I wonder. Like, because we outlasted Mark Maron. He's done.
Yeah.
He retired. How many people have been doing this for over 20 years? And that's got to be like a weird number of like people.
I mean, I think
It's gotta be low.
It depends on how you quantify it, right? Because like the obvious one's Howard Stern. Like Howard Stern,
yeah.
I mean, he's got a podcast,
But when did they
Okay.
start putting it to podcasts is the question.
Gosh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, Sirius started in 2004,
Yeah.
so at least then,
Yeah, but I mean, have you seen like there's been some controversy lately about him? Like
all the time.
no, but I mean he's going down to like
Lately?
But no. So, but okay.
My bad.
So he's pulled back to where he's only doing one show a week now.
Yeah, that tracks.
And people are like, well, you're still getting paid the salary you paid. I'm like, well, he's fucking Howard Stern. I mean,
Yeah.
when you get as big as Howard Stern,
I've told you this off the air, but I'll
Yeah.
give you a radio version right here. I've had the opportunity more than once for a program on Sirius XM. And the thing about Sirius XM is the money is for everyone except for Howard Stern, not the money. It is a laughably small amount
Yeah.
of money. But they'll give you opportunity to go to Super Bowls and WrestleManias
Right.
and all these other things. Well, I'm already there.
right.
It's like the value is the money.
Right.
Like, where's the money at?
Right.
But yeah,
I would like the money, sir.
yeah. Are you interested in giving some of the money?
Yeah.
Because Faction Talk 103 is great. Like, I'm not going to say it's not. Me and Van's program would do really, really well on it. 2 Men On. But I just can't be overnights on Saturdays, and like that's not the world I want to live.
Right. What really blew my mind is like some of these. I was watching a lot of these old radio heads, like the guys that had been on radio for years, jumping to. Do you need a restroom?
No,
I do.
Oh, okay. Jumping to podcasting, and it was weird because like Tom Likas. Like, do you remember Tom Likas? You know who Tom Likas is? I remember him jumping to podcasting and then talking like he invented it. Like people were like, "It's been around for a long time before you." Like but they'd get fired from radio, and then they'd jump. You need to go to the bathroom, so we're gonna take a break. We Smiley's got to use the bathroom.
I got to take a potty break, folks. I'm so sorry.
Gosh forbid we go on for 5 minutes without you, Smiley.
Well, I mean, we're at that point anyway, so we're at the. Let me move this camera back. So this
God
Friday,
would forbid that.
This Friday, Duke City Championship Wrestling at the El Rey.
Yeah.
Are there tickets left?
Some, yeah. The summer shows are interesting because it's very much a last minute crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, no reason to give you the numbers, but a bunch of them sold over the weekend.
Yeah.
So real happy about that.
And is there seats left?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Not a lot though. There's never a lot.
We've been so fortunate to sell every seat to every show. But DCCWtickets.com, and we can definitely talk about it when we get back.
Well, and then buy tickets for the 31st.
Yeah.
And then on the 31st, you're going to be able to buy tickets for the next one.
Yeah. Which is
And
not named yet.
September 12th is the next one. Go on YouTube and subscribe to Duke City Championship Wrestling, because like people are always like, well, how do I see you? And I'm like, well, I'm part of the commentary team. Me and Pollo Del Mar and Fernando. You can watch us on the YouTube channel, and the more people we get to subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be very beneficial.
That bad boy's monetized.
Yeah. Is it really? Yeah. Nice.
Awesome.
So go watch it on there. I mean, it's pro wrestling. It's a 30-minute episode, right? And you can watch all the stuff we do here, especially if you live in fucking Singapore and you want to watch Duke City Championship Wrestling. If you live in Hong Kong, you live in Japan, you want to watch something that's not New Japan Wrestling, which I love New Japan Wrestling, don't get me wrong, but go check that out. So other than the pro wrestling, this Saturday I'm filming a music video for SEMO. I doubt Smiley asked to offer that. Did you?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. You really have to go to the bathroom. You don't need to be here for this. The best is when we come back from break and then he has to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, you had that whole break. I wanted to smoke.
It's like doing a show with your brother's kids.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What are we doing here?
And then what else I got coming on? I have a commercial that's about to come out. I think that's all I've got coming up now. Oh, I'm sorry. September 26th, we have the 20th anniversary show.
Oh, that's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
And then I know you asked me to help you in some capacity, so let me know what I can do to be a part of that. But
I've got to figure that out. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as long as I can just come and support you, that's all that matters. To me.
You might be like running the technical. I don't know.
I would be. Yeah. It would be an honor.
I have to figure out what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to because this couch is easily moved. It's not heavy. I think I'm going to take this, take his chair, and set this up there, and take our studio there to the place downtown, and so that people can be an audience to us doing the show. And then I'm having 3 bands and a DJ. So
where's it at?
It's called a place called Raven Wolf House.
Yeah.
Do you know it? It's 3rd and Cole.
Yeah.
And they've been doing Don't Tell Comedy there. Yep. It's an amazing venue. It's just really cool. They brought me over there to come check it out, and they kind of gave it to me to for the weekend for free to kind of promote it.
Yeah.
As in, people go do it. But that's September 26th. Fly in. Come hang out. It's kind of weird. I've had fans that are like, hey, I made a thing and I'd like to send it so you could have it there. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck yeah, that's dope. So yeah. We're gonna take a break here. He just ran out and peed in the dirt, didn't he?
He's living his best life.
He is. Let's see. Let's get this queued up. But yeah, go follow Duke City Championship Wrestling on YouTube. Follow it on all the social media. And we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with 10 Drink Minimum. You were gone. Sorry. All right. We'll be back. We are
10 Drink Minimum.
came away from the place to volunteer us down. Unspeakable wishes for the days they could be better. Don't feel right. I swear the world's above and I want to save the both of us. What could be better? How do we do that? Take a place. Our backs are still just starting. My day next to your street. Chase on. Wasn't there? Your face is right. I've got time to pop down. Walk to the corner of the sun. It's time to nobody. Floating is back, I can wish the flames from to your stand. I'm speaking of wishing for the things they could be better. Don't see right, I'll just wait. The world's apart and I want to save the portion for us. What could be better? How can we do right? Take a place on our backs, but to the started. My days next to your skin. Chase on, chase on. Do you hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me down. Your eyes are gone, that look is mine. That sound, boy, that's so right. Come on, child, and slice the body. Just the same, let's all readily incline. A ghost floating in the rays of mind and mind. We're bad set for a certain kind of time. Machine to take me to the top of when we met. Chase on. Do you hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me back. Your eyes signal, that look is mine. The band says, boy, that's alright. Yes. Come on, just a slice of what we had.
Late when the weather came to part, was clouds that cut the shine of bright. never too high. The bow can't reach you. Like I'm still up until the world is small. Until the voices are not heard at all. Above it all, the wings I see through. But the world can't see you. The shade right on the concrete pave. Let's cover the earth white. It's by the Arctic ice. Let's cover the earth white. It's by the Arctic ice. Let your body close to mine. Send it back to the bed, does it hurt? Once you come back the eye, all the eyes will be gone anymore. Let your body close to mine. Send it back to the bed, does it hurt? Let your body close to mine. All the eyes will be gone anymore. I said you fall, tried and felt to achieve the goal. And only seconds to ground and reach you. Did I expect when the wind was strong and the current made the ascended from? Just around. Pleased to meet you. The soil sinks as my love sinks. Let's go.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was at the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10.
Oh, we're back from the break with the Billy / Wavy Hour. Did you know that this show is sponsored by Topo Chico Hard Seltzer? Smiley, did you know this?
I am very much aware of that.
Oh, okay.
It's a good get. It's a
our
good
sponsor
Yeah, it
loves
is.
us.
Oh, and we the camera moved because Fred probably got up.
get. Oh, it's on me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Too tall.
No, it does that. It tracks. Like people are like, "How do you move the camera?" I'm like, "Well, it like follows you."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's all.
See,
You
and
got
then-
up and moved, so now it's pointed at the wall.
Yeah. There you go.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
when I used to sit over there, it would track away from me up to that cow head.
Yeah. Yeah. It loved that cow head. It was like, "Oh, look at this face," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
For a while, when we were doing the show at Howie's, we had one of those
Yeah.
owl follow you around ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And I still have it. I mean, whatever. We don't use it. But
Yeah.
at Howie's, they have this mural of like all these famous Green Bay related athletes and professional athletes on the wall. And it would catch like Mike Ditka's head or whoever. And you would get caught. And I would go, what do you, stop
What the
it.
fuck?
Yeah.
Owl,
What is
stop.
So also, you're not cool. We're looking at this photo on
Yeah.
the wall.
Do you want to answer some of the? There was some chat.
Oh,
questions
fire away, yeah.
We missed here.
I'm ready.
Let's see here. Where
Pro
was-
wrestling related first.
yeah. How do you come up with storylines for DCCW, especially for the wrestlers who come in for the first time?
Oh, that's a great question, right?
It
So
is a good question.
what we don't do is tell anyone who to be. And
Yeah.
we don't tell anyone what their gimmick is, and we try to incorporate to the best of our ability what a person has historically done, right? Like that's a big part of how we
Oh, are
do
you
one.
going to do a shot of Malort with us?
Yes, I
Okay.
will. Also, funny story. So, anecdotal. I was doing an event the other day at the Wheels Museum.
Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah, it's weird. and Visit Albuquerque. There doing like an activation or whatever, and they have a consultant in from Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, and they go to shake my hand, and I go, I only do Chicago handshakes. And then they're like, what do you know about that? And I go, well, I'm a Malort guy, I'm going through the whole thing. And the Visit Albuquerque gal's like, what's Malort? And me and the whoever from Chicago, the expert in how to make Albuquerque great again.
Lovely.
Yeah, we did just like an off the cuff worst descriptions of the taste of Malort, that you could humanly do. Good little bit for the expert from Chicago and Malort.
Did you tell him your friend Chris has the tattoo?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I said, so when's the last time you had Malort? And it was a little gal. She goes, it's been a while. I go, well, we could go down the street if you want to. We could just pop over to Chris's.
All right, let's do here's to life, and here's to a great show on Friday.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you boys don't sip, right? You shoot.
No, we'll shoot it.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine sipping it.
Yeah. Fred's ready for this.
I feel like I'm mad at my stepdad.
But sorry, we were going through on how we come up with storylines for people, especially ones that it's their first time.
Let me do a chaser.
Yeah.
God, it's so bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It tastes like if you took Lego rubber tires, ground them up until they were so fine, you can mix them with pure alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't mean alcohol that you drink. I mean that you clean wounds with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then put it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, so when we introduce people, the first thing we want to do is we want to let the audience know who they are, right? So if it's good guy or bad guy or whatever, with all of our good guys, the thing I always say is don't wear black. That's like the number one key. I'm like, if you're coming in, we did this with Drea very recently, right? Drea is a good example. Where I'm like, Drea's going to show up, and Drea is one of the baddest bees to do it in all of Texas, right? But I'm like, hey, when you come over, like what gear are you bringing? She's like, well, I got black, I got red. I go, both those are great. Do you have green? Like, can I get good guy clothes?
You got some canary yellow on you.
That'd be awesome. So that's a big one. So we make sure they're dressed.
Something that screams hope, maybe?
Yeah.
And then, we did this. I'll just give an example of reintroducing Pretty City Express. So when Pretty City Express went from the heel to the babyface turn.
Right.
A big part of our writing on that was, I should be in the ring with them because the crowd trusts me.
The rub, yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm clapping at what they're saying, the crowd will clap at what they're saying.
Right.
So
you believe them.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of those little tricks.
Yeah.
They're taking their cue from you.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. There's all kinds of options, but yeah, as it comes to introducing them, we do write the how, but we do not really give a ton of influence on the who they are.
No, and I'll cue in on this.
Yeah.
So like when we do a show, I don't know, can I talk behind baseball?
Yeah.
When we do a show, so like the show this Friday, like 4:00. So the show starts. Doors are at 6. The show starts at 7. At 4:00, we have production, and Fred comes in and he goes, Marco and everybody else, Polo, and we all come over and we all sit down, and the booker, I don't want to tell you who that is, sits there and they go,
it's
okay, there you go, it's Fred. They go through the lineup. They go through the match by match, and they're like, hey, so the first match is such and such and such and such. And then they go, wrestler A is going to go over wrestler B. And they go, and literally the booker will say this, we don't care how that happens.
To a degree.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
As long as you highlight and do this, this, and this. And it's all bullet points. And it's weird because like they'll do that for each match. And as the commentator, I'm sitting there and I'm listening. And that's at 4:00. Now, from 4:00 to 7:00, that first match will happen. And what I thought was going to happen in it, because it was talked about, has since changed.
Correct.
Because those wrestlers got together with the booker and were like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And we think it would work better. And it morphs and it changes and it evolves. And they feel like there's a better flow, and it's kind of interesting to see that. But what's great about that being the commentator is it shocks me.
Yeah.
So it's I'm able to get an organic feel for it.
Well, I love that too, the way you're describing it. And I'll get a little more back of the house, right? So we record our live event, right? It's a very good live event, and we try to make a very good TV show out of it.
Right.
And those TV shows are segmented into 2 matches per show, roughly. So every other match is a main event match, for television, Smiley. So as we're putting this thing together, let's say the opening match is, Smiley versus Chris, and we know Smiley's excited to be here and kick off the show, but we gotta remember it's TV, right? So I say, Smiley, stay in the ring. I don't need you going in the front row in the opening match of the night, because I have the rest of the night to go.
Oh, you don't want me like going off like your camera people having to do extra work for me because I'm doing something fun. I'm like, I want more attention from me. And you're like, no, stay in the ring.
And it's fun because like all of these guys, at least in my opinion, from the way we do television, they're all main event talent.
Right.
Like there's not, outside of the really green guys who are still figuring it out, there's not anyone I wouldn't trust, closing out the show on this roster. And it's a really smart individual product by all of them that makes a one greater product by all.
Right. Definitely so. Yeah. And that's an agreement. And like to what Smiley says about the camera. So like if they are going to do, here's the thing with that. If the wrestlers want to go and do a spot where they're like out in the crowd,
sure,
it's a TV show. So if you're going to do that,
lighting,
there needs to be lighting. Number one, there needs to be somewhere but that's something that we've learned in the years, 3 and some change we've been doing it, is like, if you're a wrestler and you want to go do that, cool, but let's talk about it before. And when we say let's, not just you and the booker, and then the guy who's going to be holding the fucking camera, so that
the whole production team's got to be behind
right.
that.
Yeah.
So that they're there to see the cool thing that happened.
And like any good theater, we have different directors of all of it. We got a director of photography, we got a director of light, we got a director of sound, we got somebody running the back of the house.
We got Bridget.
Yeah. We got a show. She's the director of light.
She is,
yeah. And we got a showrunner. We have, it's a whole production, our whole thing. And to me, that's unseen by me and other indie promotions.
Yes. So like, let me explain this to Smiley.
All right.
So whenever Fred was like, hey, I think we should have you guys come out before the show. I'm just using me as an example. So I show up to TV and Kevin Hoover, Hoover is like, oh, hey, here's what I got for you. And he shows me like the graphic with the white glasses and then plays the music. I had no say in any of that, which is fine. I have like, that's what I love.
Yeah.
He made all that stuff. So it's almost like, it's like WWE to a certain extent, where like you come in and they're like, oh, as a talent, here's what we've made for you. And I was like, oh, sweet. Like that was pretty dope. I was like,
and you already have intro music, right?
Yeah.
You have the 10 Drink Minimum song, which is fire.
He changed it. Yeah.
So, but same thing with my intro, Smiley, is, I'm going to come out to TI, right? Cause there's a Albuquerque lyric in TI, and that's when I know the crowd will pop, right? I know what I'm doing, but like, all that video package that he does all that. He's really good.
Really good.
Yeah. He's a little bit of a mixed bag too, because he worked in a promotion in Oklahoma for years, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he came over and he was like, "Hey, I got a bunch of experience in ring crew and some personality stuff and this." And I go, "Great! Like all those things are vital to the industry. Let's go." And he was like, "But I got a passion for technology." And I go, "Heck yeah, Bubba!
Hell yeah!
Like let's jump into this." And he does it as well as anyone I've ever seen.
I was the one that was doing it, and I was terrible at it, and because there was too much. There was too many things that needed to be done. With someone needs to just be there doing that, and him, he's like perfect.
Yeah,
he's there. He does it, and that's the thing. When we show up on Friday at 4, first of all, there's like when I show up, there's already a lot already done. The ring is there.
Yeah.
Everything is set up. There's people just moving around. People are in the ring working. There's people like at the front of the house, like doing all. It's like a circus. I always say like, welcome to the circus when people show up for the first time. And there's always some new people. I'll walk like literally Smiley. I'll just paint what the picture is for me. I walk to the back door of the El Rey. And like if there was a behind the scenes crew, this is what they would see. I walk through that back door. into a dark hallway. To the left, I see people like getting ready over here behind the curtain. And then I walk down the hallway, and as soon as I pop through the curtain, to the left, there's people in the ring wrestling. There's a couple people like talking in front of the ring. And then there's always like 2 or 3 new people who don't know who they're supposed to talk to or where they're exactly supposed to be. And Fred is like directing things like from the middle of the room, and then he always like comes over and he's like immediately like, you know, zeroed in, and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" Da 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 da. And then he has like anything right away. He's like, "Right away, here's this," you know. And then he introduces me to whoever the new, because there's always a new person.
Yeah.
He introduces me to the new people, and they're like, "Hey," they're like bright-eyed, and you know.
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Welcome to the circus," and then immediately I go around and I like say hello to everybody who's there.
Yeah,
you know?
and there's
So if this was like a TV set, then
Yeah.
you would be my friendly AD.
Yeah, probably.
yeah. I think the theater, the pro wrestling term is showrunner, you know, for sure. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Oh,
yeah,
well, then way better than an AD.
yeah, and it's an interesting job because, you know, obviously I'm in an ownership role, which is great, you know, but outside of the stuff you see that's, you know, tacticial, you know, outside of setting up the merchandise stand and outside of building the ring and outside of setting up the broadcast and blah, 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 you know, there's other weird stuff going on too, where it's like, oh, I got to make sure the ticket link goes up, you know, and I got to be the first one outside to shake hands if everyone is showing up. And as I was sitting here, I literally just text Slice of Heaven Pizza and said, "Hey, make sure you're there on Friday." You know, there's just,
There's all little thing. Yeah.
all these degrees to it.
Getting somebody to run the merch, getting someone to,
Yeah, and these people, you know, they often come to you as like opportunity, which is really great. Our current merch gal, she's lovely. She's one of our workers' sister, like Lonzo, who's from here. Lonzo Romero grew up, big pro wrestling fan, wanted to get into pro wrestling, moved away years ago because there wasn't an opportunity in town at that time,
right.
And moved to Davenport. He trains under a guy named Seth Rollins, who wrestles in WWE, and
No.
he's bigger. He's bigger,
Oh, okay.
and and he comes all the way back for these shows, you know, and he's going to go with us to Troy, Missouri, and you know, and see those guys at WLW because that's right down the block from Davenport, and yeah, it's just kind of interesting all these people come together. But the thing you mentioned, which I just want to extrapolate on loosely, is when you do come in and you see these kids. Often kids, but adults too, you know, and they're wide-eyed. And it's because it's such a unique look to pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, it's not and again, no offense too, but it's not a KC Hall. You know, it's not an Armory. It's not a Shriners. It's not a...
Right.
Oh, no, you have a really amazing venue.
We're lucky. Yeah. Like, we're really lucky.
Like a historic, really good venue.
The king. It's the king.
Well, and to make an analogy, like, it's like an engine. Like, you walk into that place and it's an engine. Like there's the pistons doing their job.
Yeah.
There's the spark plugs doing their job. There's there's the water pump doing its job. And none of them are over here like telling each other what to do. They're just over there doing the job that they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you have the production guys doing their job. They're all behind the counter. Like I walk over behind the thing, and the camera's set up, the board's set up.
Yeah.
And that took a long time to get it all set up, but it's set up to the point where like sometimes it just kind of now is like people come in and they run their area, you know?
Yeah. And it all is dedicated.
And that's a hallmark of good management.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, it's a lot of trial. You know, a lot of.
There was, yeah.
Oh, but once you get there.
Yeah, once you get there, you know, and then you end up in a complacency kind of situation because I'm like, well, I know the horse I rode to get here. Like I want to keep riding that horse,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But then it's like, shoot, here's a better Mustang,
Right.
You know, it's like and then you know when we moved from ProView Network over to you know our in-house promotion or production for video,
Right.
You know, like that was a tough one for me. You know, I had a strong interpersonal relationship with ProView Network.
Yeah.
But part of the video deal with NWA and Billy Corgan was we had to have 4K, and we were only in 1080p or whatever at the
Right.
time, and it was you got to go, you know, and none of it's personal.
No. And to go into that, like the difference is like literally we would show up and my headset wouldn't work. And, you know, the headset's not working. And then I would look at the guy and I'd be like, my headset's not working. And he would come over and like pull the headset out a little bit and then like just rig it to where it sat there like barely in.
Lining up the stereo.
And he's like, don't touch it. And I'm like, this is ghetto shit, man.
This is what I do.
This is what I did like 12 years ago.
Right.
Well, and all the stuff we have now,
Yeah.
like
Not phenomenal, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's all just stuff I own.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Right.
You know, I have multiple of those like little Roadcaster mobile things or whatever because you know I've been so fortunate through that and a laptop to make so much money
Yeah.
in my professional life. And like we were saying, you know, you got to quality, consistency, and content. You know,
Yes,
you got to have
yes.
those three things. And I guess they're all quality starts with the Q, but I mean they're all aligned. You know,
Yeah.
the 3 C's of doing stuff.
But the thing is the point of the story is like if like the hard part should be me showing up and having to come up with the content
Yeah.
to do, not fighting with my fucking headset because to get it to work. And it's like, you know, and that's so nice to not have to deal with that.
You know-
The guys we have now are phenomenal.
Yeah, and here's an anecdotal story. Saleh and I were in Chicago. We were out at a Survivor Series. It was several years ago, the one where CM Punk returned. So whatever that is.
Yeah.
And so we're out at that. And the thing I do when I travel for WWE is I always book a day before and a day after because I want to catch the indie show in town before the big
Right.
event or the indie show in town after the big event. So if it's a 2-day thing, usually there's not a show on Monday, show up early. If it's a 1-day pay-per-view or premium live event, then try to get both. So anyways, we're at this, I'm going to say Casey Hall again, but I'm really not trying to make fun. So we're at this Casey Hall and the talent in Chicago is through the roof.
Yeah,
You know,
of
there's so
course,
many
yeah.
people in Chicago and Smiley. And as we're there, the roof in the building is as tall as the roof in your studio.
Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah. But every wrestler coming out, like 1-to-1, is as good or better in the ring than every single guy we got.
Yeah.
And I go, this is wild. And then as we go out, I know I'm on camera right now. It's your intro music, and they just put a speaker up to a microphone, and they
Isn't
go
it crazy?
They go, and I'm going, okay, that's not what we got, and
Yeah.
and then like, and this is the Survivor Series, so they're doing some sort of Survivor Series gimmick on a run-in thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we have a big TV. We have a countdown. We have a clock. We can do all kinds of non-verbal things that keep the crowd so they can hit them with the 10, 9.
Yeah.
So anyways, me and Saleh are there. And in the middle of this time limit gimmick thing, we just out of nowhere start going 10, 9, and then the guy running the show is like, oh Christ, here we go. So then he's got to hit the music on the thing, and I go, this is the difference. Like
Yeah.
this is where we're separated a little bit.
And I feel like if you do that, like if walking in, okay, so you have a wrestler that's never worked for us. When they walk into that building for the first time,
Golden Era last show.
yes,
Yeah.
and they see what's happening as they walk in, immediately they're going to be like, okay, I better bring it. Mm-hmm. They have to. I mean, that's how it goes.
There's an even before then. When if it's a first time guy and they're flying in for any reason,
Yeah.
I will pick you up. I'll get you from the airport.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not going to send a hand. I'm not going to like the first time I got you. And do I have the nicest truck in the world? No. But like my truck's fine.
Yeah.
And then the way we plan it, hey, you want to go to the venue? You want to go to the hotel? You want to eat? You want to do like we're gonna like
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit you with all the options, and you're gonna tell me what makes you comfortable. And if it's Jacob Fatu, he wants a bottle of Henny.
Yeah.
And if it's Golden Era, they want Chipotle. And you go, well, these are two different lives, but I'm gonna supply both these things.
Right.
Like,
We got those here.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
yeah. Luckily, that thing you like is legal here. Let's figure it out. Let's do it.
Yeah. I had a conversation with the country gentleman about the legal thing here.
Yeah. Well, and that was part of the deal. When they show up, and Joe's Coffee and Weed is no longer with us, but we stopped by there, and Aaron Burnett was co-owner in that situation. He takes care of the guys, and before we're over with everyone in the NWA now. And it's how lucky we are.
Right.
How lucky we are.
Yeah. And it elevates it. But like when you walk in, you're like, oh fuck, I've got to, this isn't a gymnasium. This isn't a church show,
Yeah. And when
in Mountain Air.
Well, with the Comic Cons you go to, or how fortunate I've been to be a part of the many different broadcast booths I've been in, I know what makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I don't need you to tell me where, like, ask me, and that's the thing I try to do is tell me the thing you need.
Yeah. In one of those, I'm 100% with that. And I'm with you. Cause like the Comic Cons now, it's like, we go to I'll tell you hands down, Houston kicks everyone's ass.
Oh man.
They're like, hey, when you come in, they're like, oh, here's a media room for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be snacks if you want to take a nap, if you want to.
Oh, I've
decompress.
I've utilized that room for a nap twice.
You
now.
need a bottle of water. You need whatever, and they fill it full of like sponsorship stuff. And
just walk in there. Anyone using this couch? No, I'm just out.
Yeah.
And you've never went to a Super Bowl with us, did you? No. But that's the same experience there. You know, you go to like a Super Bowl and the hospitality room is it's catered. It's as good. And you go, and recognize I'm talking about the Super Bowl, guys.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that stuff matters.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. And years ago, I used to do the high school game of the week in St. Louis on the local broadcast affiliate. We didn't pick the best football game of Friday night. We picked the best hospitality room of Friday night. Like we knew Emo's Pizza was going to be at that's where we're going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Isotopes.
Yeah, Isotopes.
You go up to the press room.
Yeah. And our relationship with them has changed substantially since we left the terrestrial signal here. I'll never do like a tell-all of my end of time with Cumulus here, but it is so nice to not have them as like a governing authority anymore.
Oh,
like,
Cumulus?
Not just Cumulus, but the Isotopes.
Oh.
You know, they're under new leadership, so I'm sure they're great now.
Okay.
But, you know, there was for so long where it was we would get done with the broadcast and what's the first thing I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go grab a beer. You know, I'm gonna grab a hot dog. I'm at the thing. Go, well, you're working. I go, I was working.
Yeah.
I need to be very transparent here. Be real careful with that thing I do really well, and then you telling me how to modify it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only been to 2 games this year. I went to we host the Dukes night.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a real special night working with Steve Palmisano and those guys over there. Because that's such a legacy brand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, here in town, and proud supporter of Duke City Championship Wrestling.
Right.
You know,
and
the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great. We have more questions?
No, but I mean, well, we have one more, but I always but going to the hospitality room, going up there, you showed me that. You're like, oh, let's go up there and eat. and like, oh my Lord, that is like, I tell people, I'm like, the best place to eat? the press room.
Yeah. The one, I was so fortunate to have the plug where they give you the coupon, the little free whatever. Also, the 3 of us sit here, we don't really sweat the $12 noodles or whatever. We're fine. We're all fine.
Yeah.
But it just tastes that much better. Like when it's $0,
When it's $0.
I go, okay, yeah, this is the best noodles I've ever had.
Pretty damn good. Thank you. We do have one more. We have looking back, what have been your favorite episodes of Duke City Championship Wrestling?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you, Duke City Warrior, for that question.
Gosh, that is such a good question.
I have the one that stands out to me right away.
Yeah.
And that was the NWA World Title with Thrillbilly Silas Mason and
Hobo Hank.
the Country Gentleman. And, it's hard to think, like, I mean, we've had, every episode I love. Every time we do wrestling at the El Rey, I love to do it. And I mean, the show we did at Rio Rancho Fit Center where we had the steel cage, I mean,
special.
But the title was here, the NWA, the 10 pounds of gold, and it's just hard to beat that for me. But
I have a moment, and it's with you, and it was the very first one we did.
The very first one,
and Hobo Hank's music hits.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's not the highest attended show we ever had. There's maybe 300 and some change. Maybe it wasn't.
Right.
You know, we've been fortunate to hit 6 before, and Mr. Bojangles came on, and you and I think we both removed our headsets, or I know I did.
Yeah.
And I just took a moment, and I was like, went from professional to fan,
right?
And I was fulfilled, and the idea was it had come to fruition. And it was Hobo Hank versus Charlie 50 in the main event of our very first show, and it was just like a poetry, that we put together, and I was so very happy. Hobo Hank versus Jacob Fatu.
That was
and then that was really, it was me and you, and then Moshpit Mike was on the broadcast, and that was really nice because they had such a lineage in their story together, and we were all able to tell one story. That was a really special thing. And Sally Taylor had brought in Jacob Fatu because they're
and he ended up in WWE within like 6 months.
I think we were his last indie.
I think so.
Yeah, which was really nice. And then him and I went to WrestleMania like the next weekend, or not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. We went to Royal Rumble the next weekend and just had lovely time.
Yeah.
That was really special. I had a really fun time writing a story for a skeleton. So we had this skeleton character that was
yes, Homie the clown, Homie the skeleton.
Yeah, the skeleton, and that was my first effort into writing, because we got the guy who was regularly booking, and then I was like, I want to tell like the B story, let me put something together and tell him that story, and we did like a faux funeral for the dead skeleton.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever got booed. Thank you.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved everything about
and this motherfucker started it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the wrong cue. All right. This thing happens. I ran up.
Wasn't supposed to get booed.
I ran up. I looked at my friend Dan.
Mayfield.
Oh,
And I was-
we'll get on board with anything.
And I was like, "Oh, are we supposed to be booing right now?" He said, "Yes." And I went, "Boo!" And then everyone
the
started.
crowd goes, "Yeah, let's boo this, boo, like, you motherfucker."
And that was all me looking at Dan and be like, "Oh, is this the point?
Well, and
I'm supposed to boo it?" And he's like, "Yes."
And back at the house on that, you had stepped in last minute because the guy we had lined up to do the funeral directing of that segment was late coming back from Flagstaff, Van Nunley, and it just screwed the pooch on the whole thing. But I'm card subject to change, right? That is pro wrestling. That's a real funny, and thank you again for the question. It's insightful. That's a real funny one, because the only show that Hobo Hank missed, he had COVID.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so we have to change the main right before, and the change of the main is going to be, we're going to put the tag titles on Turbo Test, and we're going to last minute do this stuff, and so Hobo Hank can't go. He's testing positive, just cannot go. He's got COVID, and I call FaceTime Tony and Tommy, and I go, boys, we're calling an audible, like putting in the main, going over the thing, and they're like, this is awesome, and I'm like, let's roll. Like that was a special one. They all have their own cool memories.
Yeah. So one thing that I love and is one of my best friends on the planet is Ming Chen.
Yeah, he's lovely.
And Ming Chen is one of those guys that he's been in movies, he's been on TV, and when he comes into town, people are like, "Oh, it's so cool that you guys asked him and he said yes." That's not how he is.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm coming in, I know he's coming in for Comic-Con, and then like if we have wrestling that night, Ming's like, "So wrestling's that night?" And I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "Can I do something?" And like that's how he is. He asks. He doesn't like, and we got to do was the first one. The first one was at the El Rey.
At the El Rey.
Second one was when we did it at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And then the third one, I think, was back at the El Rey, right?
And the next one is at Comic-Con's moved to State Fairgrounds Tingley. We're going to be at Tingley.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun for that show, and
he should be here. So
he should be here. And he's a special contributor. He's got a fun energy, and you always partner him with someone, right? I think it was Manny Lemons last time.
Yeah.
And they did really great together. But I mean, I can give you a bunch of examples of people who have slummed with us. It's
what cracks me up is like, so the reason why is he went to Canada and they let him. They were like, they were doing wrestling there, and they were like, "You should come over and do wrestling with us." They let him do a Stone Cold Stunner.
What?
Right? They taught him how, and they let him do it. So then I brought him into ours, and I think ours was the second one. Well, now everywhere he goes, like they let him do wrestling. He did a battle royal.
That's so sweet.
and I'm messy. He sends me the thing, and he's like, "Look, I'm doing a battle royal," and immediately I freak out and I start messaging him, and I'm like, "Okay, you're not trained. Like you're not gonna go in there." And he's like, "No, they got it." And I was like, "But." He's like, "I'm gonna get eliminated right away," and I'm like, "Okay, battle royal, you get thrown over the top rope."
Do you know how to do that?
And he goes, "No," and I'm like,
"Ow,
what the fuck?" And they did it. They did it. Like they did the thing where they threw him into the corner, and then they're like trying to throw him out. And they lift him and they get him over the rope.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then they punch him and he falls off the thing.
The way he should.
And I'm like, okay, thank God, because I'm like worried. I'm like legitimately like, you're gonna get fucked up,
Yeah. He's a full-on guy.
Yeah.
Like, and he set a really good example for what we've ended up doing, with other entertainers. I think at the last show we had Rikishi, which was nice. We had Chavo Guerrero, which was nice.
Right.
We've had Clint Howard. We've had
that's right.
Yeah,
Hey, Clint Howard. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name. It cracked me up because like he's like 6'8" Native American guy, and he was in Dark Winds, and he was in Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on.
And so the funny story about that is like I'm working with Ming at the Comic-Con, and I'm sitting at his booth, and our fans come up to Ming's booth, right? And they're all, "Hey man, I'm so excited about Duke City Championship Wrestling. I can't believe you're here." And then he leans over and he goes,
Jeremiah Beats it.
"Yes."
Yeah.
And he leans over and he goes, "Did I hear there's pro wrestling tonight?" I go, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then I ask you, I'm like, "Hey, can I grab some tickets?" And I walk over and I'm like, "Hey, do you need some tickets for tonight for the wrestling?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he came.
Well, and he was so funny. But other weird ones, like these are all great stories, right? But like Kevin Sorbo. Like
What?
Why?
Did he come? I didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
say-
he came,
I
and
know.
then he's so funny because he's like connected with us on social media,
Yeah.
and we'll send our Instagram like wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the, you weirdo? Like, and he's like as weird as any human gets.
Oh,
Like he's
yeah.
a space cadet. But there's a whole bunch of just those different ones, and then really fun like historical names, like Jasmine St. Clair.
Yeah.
Like
I missed. Man, I was so sad I was not there for that show.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
And then we have the exact opposite where it's a wrestler you've never heard of, right? Like we're giving the opportunity to someone who never has, and maybe we don't know where they'll end up being. And then they signed a WWE ID deal.
Yeah.
And Fallen Gray becomes Veronica Haven, and now she's Ronnie Haven, and and she's doing great things in WWE. And
she was really like, for people that want to know, she like my boss, like he keeps up with our wrestling. He's a wrestling fan. He's a WWE fan.
Yeah,
he keeps up with our wrestling because of our social media. He lives in Rio Rancho. If we do shows in Rio Rancho, he'll go.
Sure,
but he will not come downtown. But like, he like follows her, and he's like, I can't believe this. She was in your, and then he tells people, he's like, these guys have the great, it's really crazy.
She's as kind of a human as I know. I was at
she was cool. Yeah.
I was at WrestleMania a couple months ago, whatever the last one was in Vegas, and she lives in Vegas. She's based out of Vegas, and I'm doing the thing where it's, hey, do you want to connect? Like I'm in town, like let's do this thing. And every time I reach out to a talent, I'm about to sound cynical, but I expect them to be like, Fred, you're in with WWE, like give me so, Fred, like, let's go to an industry, Fred, help me with but she was like, cool, but can we stay off the strip? Maybe like a dive bar? And I'm like, yeah, cool kid. Yeah, we can.
Fucking A.
And it's just, there's little things like that are so
What was the dive bar?
lovely. I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Hold on, I'll pull up the name of it.
All right.
Of course, Chris is all. What was the name of it?
No, there's a couple there that are really badass, man.
I'm pulling it up right
I always hate that people are like, you're gonna go to Vegas, go to the. I'm like, no, I want to go to the place where like they have like what there's one that has like,
It's called you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Silver Stamp.
yeah,
It's lovely.
I think that's one. There's like 4 or 5 right by there together. One has a drink that's like, it's like liquid piss or some shit, it's like 20,
Liquid piss or some shit.
it's something like that. Yeah.
This is 2 city blocks from the Strat off of the Strip.
Okay.
So, but just lovely.
I'm just thinking of some other ideas, like other than liquid piss.
and shit.
No, there's some bar there that has like a famous drink.
I'm
that's-
all, is it frozen piss
Yeah.
or like
They have-
solid piss?
They have a bar there that it's the Atomic Lounge or something. They used to sit on the roof and watch the nuclear blasts. I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
I spent a lot of time in Vegas throughout the different adult decades of my life.
Yeah.
And doing it the way I do it now is my favorite way.
How's that?
I put on a blazer and some nice sneakers and I walk into whatever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome. And then at the end of the night, I did really good. And I know that sounds overly simple, but I'm not there for drugs or sex or gambling, or I'm there for what is the thing that's unique to here? Because you can get those other things anywhere.
Right.
It's like, what is the thing that's unique to here? And then, I'll fall short. And like Matthew Robles wants to spend a night out on the town. I can't keep up.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
that guy is an all-timer.
Yeah. I believe it.
But yeah, I do enjoy Vegas. And a lot of pro wrestling. They got a lot of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And a real interesting, not to derail, but we're so fortunate here in New Mexico and Albuquerque proper with the fan base that is, it's a smart fan base, but it's also like a really marky fan base. Like they know, they cheer the good guys, they jeer the bad guys. They know they're part of the show. And some of these cities that have, I don't know, a lot more pro wrestling, I'm thinking Tampa, I'm thinking Vegas, I'm thinking some of those fans are really difficult.
Yeah.
They want to commandeer shows. They want to go against like the narrative in the ring. LA. Yeah. The really East Coast anything actually too, which is, I know not where LA is, but it's kind of interesting because here we have just the best fans. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to go to a show in Vegas and say, okay, like, I guess you don't want to be here.
Well, yeah, you and I are like alike where I agree with you. Like, you're like, I'm not here for the gambling. I can get booze anywhere. Like,
yeah.
And we're in this industry. We would like to get paid, but it's the things that you can show us and we can do that like we can't, that no one else gets to do. We like that shit.
Yeah. I do like spectacles.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since I've had to work for free, but it's not a traditional pay structure. It's not necessarily as WWE directly paying me every time, but am I able to find a sponsor? Am I able to find someone to celebrate, as I'm bringing attention to these things? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that formula I really like and we've talked about this before, I like to share value, I think there's value in entertainment.
Yeah,
for sure. Especially we talked about this a little bit off air, especially with how it's changed so formatically, where we were joking about Mr. Beast, but not joking. He doesn't make very good content, but he makes content. Counting to 100,000 is not brilliant.
No,
but any of those things that are like attrition based, people love.
Yeah,
and I go, okay. Like,
well, we were talking about this off the air. Like, I talk to people, I do a lot of stuff. You do a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I was like talking to an agent person that I know. I was like, hey, I want you to be my agent. And they're like, well, I don't know what I would put you in. I was like, I don't need you to put me in anything.
Yeah.
I need you, when someone hits me up to do something, I direct them to you, and then you get paid and I get paid because you asked them for the amount of money that we would like to make. And what blows my mind is I feel like a lot of people in the industry like that are stuck in this world where, well, the be all end all is being in movies and TV shows. And I feel like, you and I kind of agree on this, I feel like that's all going away. And you either catch up or you're gone.
Yeah. It's the reason I never got into like TV broadcasting.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to read a teleprompter. Like I don't know if you've ever had to put together traffic for a TV report, but no. I don't want to sit and write. I really like the off the cuff. I really like the impromptu.
Right.
I hate callers. That's not a right now conversation. But but yeah, this form of media I really enjoy. And is it the one that's going to propel me to hosting the Tonight Show? It's not, but it's okay that I didn't get the Tonight Show. I got 20 plus years and a million stories.
Is the Tonight Show going to be here in 10 years?
No.
Is the Tonight Show going to be around? Like, that's the thing. All of that stuff is falling. But like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, that stuff is pushing the narrative, and where the cheese is changing. And like, that blows my mind that people are like still so stuck. Okay, so I went and saw the Odyssey on Friday.
No spoilers.
All right.
Hey,
and like, I was at a party.
Some spoilers in that movie.
No, there's really.
What is it? A 500-year-old story? No spoilers.
Yeah, it's way older than that. Yeah, wait, 500. It's like way older than that. But
how you do something is different than how you portray a story.
Okay,
is definitely.
So people last night were like, "Oh, it's amazing," and I was like, "Was it? Was it amazing?" And they're like, "Well, what do you mean?" I go, "I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great." And
you didn't think it was great?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Do I think Christopher Nolan nailed the story of the Odyssey? Yes. He did the best job that anyone could do. But it's the fucking Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's been around forever, and the story is pretty generic and it's pretty whatever. And it's killing it at the box office. Why? Because there's nothing out there good anymore. There's not, and I'm sorry, that's the fucking truth. in the thing that's really awesome that he did is there's very little CGI. It's a lot of practical effects. But would I go watch it again? No.
Well,
I wouldn't.
I don't watch anything twice.
No.
That's not for me. If I've already seen it, I'm not going to watch it again.
But if I do, that means it was
jaded motherfuckers.
Dude, I'm sorry,
I don't have
Smiley.
time for that.
I'm sorry. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes.
That's not even that bad.
It's not, but it's like, but it
50?
is 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But
Like I need a hole in the head.
So is Batman.
okay, but again, it's like, you know, I
Just
got
say
it.
you didn't like the movie.
I did like the movie,
Apparently not.
but I'm saying it's
doesn't sound like you liked it.
again, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I said it's good, but it's not great.
So, you know what's so funny about you saying this?
So it was mediocre at best.
Yes,
That's what I'm hearing.
you are correct,
All right. I thought it was great.
and I'll stand by it.
Hey, that's fine. Everyone has different opinions of the movie.
In 10 years, when we look back, and you look back against that movie, against The Dark Knight, or against another Nolan film, you look against like Goodfellas. or
Memento
whatever.
is still going to be my favorite.
There you go. Films, you're going to stick that like way down there in the pocket of his films.
Well, because Guy Pearce is just a fucking amazing
Anyway,
lunatic in
Is
that.
that The Prestige? Is that what we're talking about?
No, but that's also a better movie.
I'll say this to you.
Yeah.
Because I can relate to what you're saying. And I'll use pro wrestling again as, you know, we're so good at this
Right.
medium. We do a show and we send them home happy and there's 500 people there and
Yeah.
the money went right and the talent left healthy and
Yeah.
the venue was happy and all those things. And Smiley comes up to me and goes, great show, right? And I go, that's what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I go, this is what I expected.
Right.
Because I expect it to be good.
Right.
And I never have that sense of jubilation. I only ever have relief.
Right.
Like, yeah, it went good. It was supposed to go good. Like, I put in a ton of effort
Yeah,
to make it go good.
It can either go good, bad, or better. You know?
Yeah, those are it. Yeah,
You were describing being jaded.
it's my entire existence in this world of entertainment.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and it's
That's fine.
Numbing.
That's fine.
It's
I'm,
numbing.
I'm jaded on dance. You know, I professional dance for 20 years. I'm
Yeah.
like, how was that performance? I'm like, it gave me tears. And I was like, I fucked up 3 steps.
Yeah, correct.
why didn't you see those 3 steps I fucked up?
Yeah. All I can think about is how
The-
the 3 things I fucked up.
I tell you, I had that exact moment. It was at our first birthday bash show.
Yeah.
So I had gone out, me and my brother had driven down to Bisbee, Arizona, bought a hexagon ring. A guy was selling a hexagon ring on social media, on Facebook Marketplace. He was like, I'm moving across the country, I can't haul this heavy ass thing. Me and my brother drive down there. I give him $1,000 cash.
Yep.
That's nothing. That's $0 in the world of pro wrestling.
Correct. For a ring?
For a
Yeah.
ring. Drive that thing back up. Me and Thunder build it. Like we buy the wood and we cut the wood and we place the wood and this whole thing. This thing has become my baby.
Yeah.
We take it to the birthday bash show and there's a ton of people in there. It's our 1-year anniversary. There's a lot of people and I don't catch stage fright. I'm not that guy. More people, the better for old Freddie.
Yeah.
I go out there and I'm so excited. And I don't mean excited in a positive. I mean blinded by excitement. And I go out there and I go, hey, it's going to be the birthday show. We're going to do this. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to go in and everything. And at the end, okay, here's the national anthem. And I go, I didn't even talk about the fucking ring.
Yeah.
I go, look at this. There's a gigantic.
There's a fucking elephant in the room. Yeah.
And so that 3 steps you missed, that's my big one in pro wrestling. Where I go,
Yeah.
I don't even introduce the gimmick ring. I'm like,
So that leads me to some stuff. So how do you feel about that? Do you why do we not use that more?
well, it's currently in the school.
I knew that. I
Yeah.
know that, but
And it takes up a little bit of
Yeah.
floor space. So the L Ray's tight.
yeah,
It's tight in there.
it is.
Yeah. So that's the answer.
Yeah.
But like if the state fair wanted it out there for 11 days, cool, I can put it out there. But yeah, I mean, we use it more than the regular ring because it's at
We
the
do.
school.
Yeah. It's got to be broken in by this point. Yeah.
I mean, define broken in. Like,
I don't know because that's the thing. I don't know. Wrestlers will say that well, we got the new ring that we have now.
yeah.
Like immediately I was like, what do you think? And every one of them was like, it's tight. It's not. It's got some breaking in to do, and I don't know what that means because I'm not a wrestler. But
And I prefer making it tight because I think it looks good on TV. But
yeah.
a lot of wrestlers are, especially indie guys, they're accustomed to a little bit makeshift, a little bit thrown together.
yeah,
But like if Brian Idol's in there, who's one of the best wrestlers in the whole dang world, and he says, Fred, tighten up these ropes. I'm not tightening up these
yeah,
ropes.
tighten up the ropes. Yeah,
If
they know.
Natalia Markova is like, Fred, these ropes would be a little bit okay. Deal. Like,
or somebody's going to springboard off of them. I'll be like, all right, I'll tighten him up for you. I don't want you to die.
correct.
Yeah.
Please, no one do that.
Yeah. So let's do some final things here.
Yeah.
So with that, like we've had a steel cage match.
Yeah.
Will we see a steel cage match in the El Rey?
We can't fit it in the building.
You think so?
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to
okay.
get it in the
Wait,
door.
you really did?
Yeah, we
Which,
tried
which,
to-
which part can't fit in the building?
the cage.
It can't fit through the doors?
No, it's too big.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we were gonna do it. I went and grabbed a piece of it,
Yeah.
tried to move it into the building, and it wouldn't fit through
Any of the doors.
any of the doors.
Oh no.
That sucks.
So it cooked us.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was heartbroken. We will use it again. I still have it.
Yeah.
You know, Valley Fence gave us this lovely cage.
Yeah.
It's currently sitting at the Rio Rancho Event Center. And we will utilize it.
Who are lovely people, by the way.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Like they just pushed our ticket link to a venue that's not theirs on a ticket service that's not theirs to this upcoming Friday show.
Lovely people.
Because they're lovely.
That's actually, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's this whole community of people.
I mean, that's where we get our chairs, right?
Yeah, every single show they're a proud sponsor. You know, and vice versa when they have AEW or WWE or whoever.
Oh,
comes
yeah,
down,
yeah.
They always help us out.
We do. Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, they're really great. Also, Go to Head Hockey is about to start, and Van and I, we're hosting, all the home games, so that's a lot of fun.
What do I get to come do with that, man? I want to come be a part of hockey.
All right, you're in. There seems resolved.
I love hockey, man.
Well, and it's so funny you're saying that because we were talking about creating earlier in the show and opportunity in TV and movies and everything. It's all done with groups now. Like you bring in Van and I's company is called Talk ABQ. You bring in Talk ABQ. That means Chris Burnett. That means Smiley. That means Brandon Ortega. That means all these guys. Because
I like that guy.
he's the best. And we just got a lot of resources at our disposal. So
so then no steel cage in the
Yeah.
El Rey, but
Not yet.
what are some matches that we haven't done?
I'm sure he'll find a way.
Yeah. What are some matches that you would like to do or see?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
You know what? I really enjoy the multi-man stuff.
Yeah.
I really like I like the big battle royals. I think those things are fun for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So give me an opportunity of that. We haven't seen Zamaya lose the Enchanted Championship yet, and that could happen this Friday night against
Good.
Laura Jet. And that to me will be a really special moment. Whenever it eventually does happen that she, loses the title. Will it be this Friday? I don't know. But I am saying I would be excited for that because we've never had a second champion, in that division. So that's a big one to me. And I would also say of what we haven't seen, I would also say any individual that is excited to finish their stories here.
Oh, like a retirement?
Yeah. And we have some guys who've been at it for almost 30 years.
We have a
Hobo
couple,
Hank
yeah.
and Thunder.
Thunder.
And, so if the time ever comes, and I don't mean done, I mean full-time done. If we have guys who want to do that type of thing, I'd really look forward to that. Because I think those will be special.
I mean, can we do one of those things where, like, I don't know, let me throw out a name.
Yeah.
Someone takes Charlie 50.
Yeah, who you love.
And they go up to the upper balcony and they jump off and pile drive him through like several stacked tables that are on fire
To hell.
Well,
and wrapped with barbed wire and light bulb. Yeah, something like that. Can we do something like that with, say, like Charlie 50?
Smiley, I was at the Goodwill the other day,
uh-huh.
and for $30, I bought 3 wooden folding tables.
Really?
I don't need to own them for any purpose outside of pro wrestling. Now I own them.
Well, you know where they have to go. You want to store them. You store them under a ring.
Where else would you store them?
That's the storage area
Yeah.
for real. Yeah.
Well, and that's funny because we don't really do the hardcore gimmick stuff. That's not for me. I personally just don't love it.
Yeah.
We did one hardcore match at a birthday show 2 years ago where it was a toys match.
Yes.
And I thought that was really clever.
it was fun.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was Duke City Toys, right? It was.
Yeah, they were the title of that. But yeah, that stuff is neat. But yeah, give me and I would also like to do it in a way to where the debut stuff too.
Yeah.
If you got a guy who maybe has gone through the Thungeon and is, really excited about, those matches are fun. But also anything that just captivates the audience.
Well, so Dusty Rhodes created the War Games match.
Correct.
And is there any kind of match you've ever had in your mind? You're like, what if we did?
Yeah, so I got one.
Yeah.
Also, the War Games gimmick is really neat because there's another promotion in town, Phase 1 Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
And they're great.
They're Kevin,
great.
those guys are great.
Yeah. But they're in a tough venue spot right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, their venue sold to the city, and so they have to move on. And we have had conversation about putting our 2 rings next to each other. And like, could we figure that out? Could it be done?
Could we do a War Games? Could we do
team test, first team, whatever. There's something there.
An invasion?
And maybe it's just pie in the sky, but it'd be great. I did come up with a gimmick.
I think that'd be phenomenal. But yeah.
Yeah, we haven't introduced this yet, but I've kicked it around so many times where we're in New Mexico, right? And Mexico has a couple iconic symbols. One of them is the Zia.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, well, what if we took the Zia, cut it into equal force, and then put the force on every ring post. And then the idea of the match, a multi-man match, where you were trying to collect them and then reassemble them like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then,
notoriously hard puzzle.
Yes. And then whoever assembles the Zia then has a championship opportunity.
Oh, kind of like, so you're taking a match where it's like you're actually like combining like 3 things.
I am, yeah.
Because you have the one where it's like you have to go to each corner and you have to get each thing, which is like kind of like a bull rope match a little bit. And then you have to put it together, creating which is its own thing, but then it turns into like a
Money in the Bank
match.
Yep,
yeah,
that's the exact idea.
I like that.
Now, I didn't think about cashing it in or anything the way that Money in the Bank is, but I thought about, hey, you're the number one, whatever, and maybe you have a year to say, well, whatever.
That would be cool, because then the guy comes out like during a match.
Yeah,
title. You could do a thing where they come out and they just kind of like, the crowd's like, what? Or like, what is he doing in here? And then they look back, pull it out, and they like hold it up in the air. It's a cool symbol. There's symbolism to it other than just a briefcase.
And it looks, the Z is so cool.
The Money in the Bank thing blows my mind, because like Jericho came up with that. That was Jericho's idea.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They were like talking to him about like, they're like, well, how do we get to here to there? And he was just kind of like, well, what if we had like a thing where like, because you want to like, because the belt is a prop, but the belt is like the prop that like people are like, oh, they want to get to this. So sometimes you have matches where you're like, well, how do we put weight on this match? And he's like, well, what if we had a thing where like, if these 2 guys won it, whoever won got to hold this thing and they got to turn it in, and they were like, oh, and now it's like there's one like all over the place.
Well, I'd like that one too.
Yeah.
And what's the film term? MacGuffin?
MacGuffin. There you go. The MacGuffin. Yeah.
So yeah, I would love the idea of introducing, that, with a thing with a sign value, in such a way. What's funny about you saying that about Chris Jericho, and he's had some serious gimmicks, but he's had a lot of comedic gimmicks. The NWA has a guy, Aaron Stevens. Are you familiar with him?
No.
So Aaron, you are.
Maybe I am.
Damian Sandow?
Yes.
Yeah. So Aaron Stevens, when I sent in a production meeting for NWA, it's so interesting to watch him, like if Billy or Simon Diamond or whoever is like, hey, we want to go from point A to point B and this, and Aaron Stevens will go, this.
Yeah.
And I go, this brilliant.
Yeah.
This brilliant human being. How just now on the spot?
How do I get to be? I want to sit in on production.
They're so intense. They're neat, dude. And
I mean like with us. I'll help.
You can do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Done. Okay. Yeah, you're in on the next one.
That's how it happens.
Yeah. Hey, just like Ming. You just
because I've been watching wrestling since I was like
can
5.
I do this? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Because
can you?
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
It's neat. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And then a lot of it, often the follow-up question in the how do you book a thing is a lot of it's availability.
Yeah.
We don't just have townie guys anymore. We got guys who are nationwide talent, and are they always available? And if they aren't, how do we cut a story short? And if they are, how do we make sure to get everything that's worth out of it? There's a lot of layers to it.
There's a reason why they'd be like, this match has rules of television time.
Yeah. Got to figure it out. We've done that one. Yeah, we've done the double count out. We've done every dusty finish that is.
Dusty finish. I love that.
It's a Dusty Rhodes.
One that I love that you guys came up with is the All Fast MVD match.
Yeah.
And the amount of variations we've thrown at that has been pretty awesome. Like one of my favorites was the Valak Vile, where like the time was running out, and he like with 1 second left, he like pointed at the screen and it stopped.
He froze time,
and then he like snapped or something, and time and then more time was added to the thing, and I was like, all right, that was good.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah,
that gimmick. I
yeah.
As a team, we come up with everything, but I might have been in the front of that one.
Yeah.
And so whenever we came up with that, because All Fast MVD really wanted to be a sponsor,
Yeah.
I was like, well, often you need a 5-minute match in a show.
Yeah,
often, and like, how do you build suspense and that? Well, a timer like
Yes.
this. Also, if you count it, it's not 1,000, 2 1,000,
No.
3 1,000.
No, it's
These are actual seconds going
it's
on
the
here.
it's the Royal Rumble clock.
Yeah.
Like I would love that. Like the fans were like, well, at the beginning of the Royal Rumble, the amount of time where they were coming out was this. By the end, some people were coming out with like this amount of time, and it blows my mind because it's like people and they get it. They're like, all right, because they're telling a story.
There's all these like really creative things we do visually, like that work. Like the match cards is a really good example. You know, we set up the match cards to make sure you always knew the names of the people in the ring, and you always knew what they looked like.
Yeah,
because if you're a first time fan, do you necessarily know who Hobo Hank? Well, probably Hobo Hank you do.
Yeah.
But like, do you necessarily know the difference between these two guys in this tag team?
Yep.
Or do you? And you don't. So that's a big part of why we created that.
Exactly. And if you trust your friend, he'll tell you to boo at the wrong time.
son of a
there we
bitch.
go.
We're gonna get out of here on that.
Classic Dan Mayfield.
Motherfucking Dan Mayfield.
You're not the first person to ever say that.
No. I had to yell at him on social media. I was like, "Can you get the mayor to have someone pick my fucking trash up?"
You want me to text him?
No, they did. They finally did. Dude, they stopped picking up my trash for like 8 days, and I was like, and I called him out. And he's like, "Did you have to call me out?" And then they came. I don't know if he did it, but they came and picked my trash.
He's
up.
the press secretary for the whole city.
He is.
Yeah,
He is.
he's the person you should call out.
Yeah, and I was like, and I'm like, yeah, because I want my motherfucking trash picked up. I pay for it.
Well, Tim Keller is a Boys and Girls Club alumni Hall of Famer.
We're gonna not talk about him.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay,
Just supports the Boys and Girls Club.
cool. I'm glad he does that.
I am
Tremendous.
as well.
Yeah.
I've worked
Smiley
with him.
too.
He's a good guy.
Great
Yeah.
guy.
All right. Well, good for him.
Supports kids.
You're making me into the villain here. Well, thanks, Fred, for coming on the show. Friday, July 31st.
Yeah.
What is it called? It's fuck.
Territory Trials.
There you go, Territory Trust. Because the winner is going to Troy, Missouri.
It's an 8-man tournament right outside St. Louis. It's
Yeah.
like how Rio Rancho is to
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to St. Louis.
Oh,
Missouri.
so it's awful?
Okay, I see what you did.
Sorry.
We'd run this bit every year too. But yeah, it's an 8-man tournament. We're really excited about it. It's 8 of our best local guys.
Yep.
They're going to battle all the way to championship round, and whoever wins that bad boy is going to go to St. Louis and compete in the NWA Territory Showdown.
Yeah.
So it'll be one representative from every territory in an exact same tournament.
Because that's like Chicago. That's like there's two or three in Texas, right?
2, yeah.
2. And then where else is there?
A bunch of them on the East Coast. So, Kazana and Fight the World. And I mean, I could go on and on, but there's a whole bunch of them, and they're all going to send a representative, and they're going to have a similar tournament format. And then in theory, whoever, at least if you come from Albuquerque, you will have won 10 matches in a row or something if you become the champ.
Wow.
And I know not every territory picked their representative the same way. A lot of them went with their favorite guy or whatever. But to me, I was like, we got too much talent here. Let's hold a full-on tournament. So that's going to be great. And then the Enchanted Championship will be defended. Zamaya is here. She's taking on Laura Jet. That's going to be awesome. Hometown up-and-comer versus the only champion in the history of the Enchanted Championship, Zamaya. So that's going to be great. Tickets are on sale now at dccwtickets.com.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And we haven't done a Friday gimmick in a long time.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. We haven't done one at the El Rey. We did one in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. Did really, really well. So we think we can pull it off here equally well.
Yeah.
So it should be good. And if you haven't given it a shot, I would encourage you to give it a shot. And if you're in Singapore, watch dccw.com, where you can catch Chris Burnett for hours. And I think we were over 200 episodes or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of them. I'm not on everyone because like Fred said, I get to travel, and I don't say, I'm like Fred, I don't say no to stuff. And people are like, hey, can you come here and do this thing? And I'm like, yes. And then Fred's like, oh, we got a show. I'm like, God damn it, I'm in, blah, blah, blah city.
And that's because you work with professionals, and I'm not that. So I don't do a good enough job. But
Fred's about one of the most professional people I've ever worked with.
well, a little back of the house, it's the venue we can really get like 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
It's because if they can get a concert, if they can get something more substantial,
they do a lot of DJ stuff, and that does really well for them. Yeah.
The El Rey's cool.
It is cool. And then for us, man, September 26th, man, 20 years of 10 drink minimum.
Make sure I got a note here.
Hit me up, or it's called Raven Wolf House. I'm gonna in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna build something up, and I'm gonna start putting stuff out on social media. So look for that. I've got a commercial coming out for Music Go Round. I've got 2 commercials actually coming out for Music Go Round. That I'm stoked about.
Hell yeah.
And this Saturday, Smiley and I are going to be filming a music video.
That is correct.
This is my 3rd music video I've been in.
That's very nice. I think it's my 2nd.
I actually am a big part of this one. I'm part of the production. I'm part of the,
seriously?
I'm flying a drone. I'm probably going to help film it. I'm going to help direct it some. So
I was in a rap song years ago in St. Louis.
Nice.
The lyric is "Pockets Fred Slow."
Are there rappers from St. Louis?
Okay, I see what you're doing. There's boxers.
Master P, right?
No, what? No.
Is he not? He's from St. Louis, right?
No.
Where was Master P from?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Nelly, right?
It's Nelly.
Nelly is fuck, I was trying to think which one. It was one of them.
Okay, first.
Isn't he? Wait, Nelly's coming here.
Yeah, I'm sure he comes.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah, I go every time.
Nice.
Yeah, we Chingy. I mean, there's all kinds of.
Oh, here we go.
What I'm not trying to play the game with you right now, but you get. I mean, it's as important as anything was 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then nothing. SZA's from St. Louis.
All right. We're gonna get out of here. So come Friday.
Yeah.
Come say hi. Say hi to Fred.
COME.
And then say hi to me. And then enjoy the show.
Smiley, you coming? You busy?
I'll be working. Yeah.
He's going to be wrestling at the Bird of Paradise on Gibson and San Pedro.
I'll be working.
He'll be wrestling a bottle of Thunderbird out of some guy's arms that has shoplifted.
I am customer service all the way. We're the only place that you can buy alcohol after 10 in this town, so we're always busy after 10.
He'll be wrestling a bottle of Four Loko or a can of Four Loko out of some dude's hand.
All your jeans are so tight. Where do you carry your gun?
Yeah. Your gat.
I use a Coda. It's a baton.
Yeah. You know, like they did on Nancy Kerrigan, one of those?
No, not one of those.
I thought Coda was one of those mushroom teas.
Oh, I don't know.
Actually, it's really hard to look up online because there's a lot of things called Coda. There's so many.
All right. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, Fred Slow. Thank you, Smiley. Thank you for watching. With that,
we are 10 drink minimum.
No.